And no, I'm not going to cuss as much because apparently younger people watch this channel, and I'm going to try to be slightly more friendly to you peoples. Go ahead and turn off the sound so it doesn't get fooky. Fooky. This is also my Samsung S23 Ultra, so it should theoretically have decent sound. Well, let's hear. They have decent sound. There it is. Much better when I use the Samsung. Well, yep. Mr. Rossetti, how you doing, sir? Chanson, everybody's checking in. Glad to hear it. It's just a pretty chill Friday. Just going to kind of relax a little bit and hang out. Mexican, what's going on? I hate using this thing. Heady. So just keep it clean, guys. We'll have some fun. Last I seen, your lip was bad. How is it? It's glad it's doing better. Once it finally exploded, it was fine. Thankfully, the lip is the inside of your mouth is one of the fastest regrowing organs. The skin inside is technically your dermis, epidermis, etc. Is technically an organ, so it heals extremely fast. So it's almost ready. I was considering doing the one chip tonight, but it's not quite there. So we're gonna wait one more live stream. It's very sensitive still, like right there it doesn't feel too good, so we're going to try to be a little bit more careful, and then we'll do it next week, I promise. Hello, Mr. Dustin. How are you, sir? Are you having a good day, man? We're all here to have a good day. So all you guys that are members, did you see I put up a video on the TS2? You should go see it. You should go watch it. Kind of organized it a little weird today. So I got 2 5.7s up there. 3 CZ style guns right there. And then just random shiz. You can go watch it right now? Awesome, sir. Just got settled down for Paschetti. Now I got a show. Yeah, you betcha. Hey, child of Justin, stick your tongue out at your father. It is interesting that it's all members and people I know, though. So I'm wondering, am I not seeing every live chat? Hold on a second. No, it's not really changing anything. Oh. Give me for a second. A little bit off today. There we go. So come on in. He's too busy making a mess. Hey, kid. So, how are you guys doing today? It's almost February. Yes. I've got a couple of the Ruger RXMs coming. I might have a Henry X coming. I haven't decided if I want to order it yet. It's on sale at one of the distributors for less than it is everywhere else, so I may be bringing it on. Yeah, tomorrow is a relaxation day because if I'm going down to see my buddy on Sunday, then I need to relax as much as I can. Oh, I might be getting some Daniel Defense H9s possibly through one of my distributors. That would be cool. Oh, yeah. Nice big bill that I have to pay. I love when I get big bills. I like big bills and I cannot lie. Let's see, EAA, they're selling a bunch of their 2311s cheap now. Mainly because they came out with the new version of it, I think. Throw some stuff out, man. Let's talk. Oh, oh. Big tax bill coming right up. You do? Sorry. Tax bills are foop. Fupa. It's all fupa. Tax bills are boo. Tax bills not happy. Let's see if RSR has any of the new 2025 SHOT Show stuff coming here. Ow, my hand. My itch kabibbles. So... Ooh. Oh yeah, looks like Gerson might be launching some new stuff because they are selling some stuff on closeout. Not really closeout, you know what I mean though. Let's see, Ruger's must be doing some stuff. Some Tailo stuff is going. That's all normal stuff. $3,000 Dan Wesson's on clearance. That happens all the time. Ooh, you're doing the K6S for a good price. Paid my taxes, not as bad as I thought. May have some leftovers to play with. Neat Glock Mags Lamau. Now, send me an email. Also, I started the Facebook page for Win City, so that's good to go. So look that up on Facebook, Win City Armory in Virginia. So that's live and running. So I'll be able to put up new stuff there as well. Now, obviously, when I do that, you can't put prices, but you can email me at the email address that's on the Facebook page, and that will email directly to my store page or to my store website. So that'll be good. Be able to do some stuff that way. Also, it lists my email address there, so you can check that out. And then if you're looking for something in particular, you can email me what you're looking for. Obviously, like YouTube doesn't allow me to do any real sales, so I'm not going to discuss like full-on pricing and shit. But yeah, with the Facebook page, my buddy Daniel's got all the information for putting together the web page. So we'll have to wait and see what happens on there. So hopefully everything comes through and works out to the benefit of everybody that's me. That's the important thing. Here's my stupid face. Or, this is my stupid face. So, somebody type something. You're making me sad that nobody's typing. I want to talk to people. Come on. Spell it. It doesn't pop up. Win City Armory. W-I-N-C-I-T-Y Armory. A-R-M-O-R-Y. It's in Winchester, Virginia. Yeah, so the email is wincityarmory@gmail.com. Now, the thing you need to understand is this is FFL to FFL only. There are no my to yours as private sales if you're out of the state. If you're in the state, you come in, you do paperwork. There is no dicking around. No, I've still got the revolver. Glad you're back. Hey, Steve, thank you so much, my dude. As always, coming in with the big dono, and thank you for wishing me well, dude. Yeah, I hadn't been feeling well since the face tried to explode, so I'm feeling better now. You said we had to be nice. Abstinence is our only opinion. You don't have to be nice. Just be funny if you're going to make a joke. Yeah, so I live an hour and 20 minutes from where the airplane and the helicopter crashed, so that was interesting to wake up to. Have I put my paws on the Ruger yet? What do you think? Nope. I'm going to, I'm ordering it. It should be here Tuesday or Wednesday, because it's Friday afternoon when I finally ordered it. So because of the way I started the business, I'm paying cash for everything that comes in. So got to wait until the end of the week when I know I have the extra money to spend on inventory. One of my buddies is interested in one, so there'll only be one for sale right off the bat. And the one he's buying, I'm going to do a video on. What do you mean, did I get rid of the revolver? What happened? I've still got the revolver. It's just not here right now. You're going to wait to get the new block. So, like I said, the Ruger is interesting, but it's a Gen 3 clone. The internals are Gen 3, so you're looking at a Gen 3 gun, and you just got to kind of go with that. You know what I'm thinking about doing for the next live, just to mess with people, is I'm just going to have the guns, and I'm going to sit off camera and just read off my screen. Sorry, bud, I don't do call-outs. Did not hear about Phoenix. What's going on in Phoenix? Yeah. Why don't I do shout outs? I don't do shout outs because I am not a YouTuber. I don't do this for a living. Are those real guns? They might be. I can't recall. Was there another one in Philly, or are you talking about the one that was over Reagan and went into the Potomac? Jesus. How big was the plane? I'm just seeing that. That was 24 minutes ago, my guy. I didn't see that one. So, boom, 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 boom. Are they saying how big the plane was? Man, Philly's taking it hard because a couple of ice skaters, one of them was from Philly. That was a small plane. That sucks, man. All right. Well, that's a little cold, dude. Have you worn out the internet being bored to death behind the counter yet? No, I just keep watching the same stuff on Hulu over and over. Don't really think 18 should have handguns, brain not fully rational yet. But you're okay with them having AR-15s, dude? What's up, Air Max? I don't think there's a lot of adults that should be able to have guns because their brains aren't developed. And you also have to speculate that if an 18-year-old isn't rational enough to buy a gun, he shouldn't be able to join the military. There are a lot of youngsters that I actually meet that are very well-rounded and respectful and do things the right way. You'd just be surprised at how many of the assholes are the ones that make it to the mainstream because, you know, Jack Doherty type people exist out there. And the best part is everybody gives people like Jack Doherty and Johnny Somali and all these other people all this benefit of a doubt saying, oh, well, you know, they're super popular. There's people that watch these guys and they think it's entertaining. The people that are actively participating in promoting people like Doherty, Somali, Fuzi, any of these morons. The problem is the people watching. If you lose the people, it's like Mama used to tell you, for those of you that don't have mothers, when you constantly show attention to the class clown or the attention seeker, they become bigger and bigger and bigger and worse, and everybody thinks that, oh, okay. But when you ignore them, they shrink, they shrivel. And they turn into this little itty bitty speck in the corner of the internet where someday somebody will go, Jack Doherty, who? All kinds of guns. If you want to know one, maybe two, that's fine, but I'm not going through all of them. I'm sorry, sir. Wow, just walks in here and he's rude. You don't know what guns I have, so you can go watch somebody else, son. Yeah, I saw. Are we doing positivity tonight? I'm not going to really get into it with idiots tonight. And I'm also just trying to not be as cussavative as I have been. You were a real one, thank you. Okay, which better in your opinion, PX or Rock? In terms of fit and finish, I think that the T-Sauce feels better, but I'm not a big fan of T-Sauce. I don't really like their new models when they come out, and they've pulled those lines from the internet for some reason. They might be back up now, but during SHOT Show, they stopped advertising their own PX57, so that scares me. Flattest shooting gun in your opinion? For you, it's an XDE. You look half Korean. I am half Korean. Yeah, don't type all caps, guys. Let's see. Did I see the Canucks new series of pistols? I have not. Which one is their new Canucks series? So they might have showed stuff at SHOT Show, and I didn't go to SHOT Show, so I don't really know. Most of their series stuff looks normal to me. Which one are you talking about? Oh, the MC Prime, the small one. Hey, Wyatt, no all caps. I mean, that's cool, but the Prime is the itty bitty guy, right? It's based on the MC9. Victor, what's going on, man? Is it you or is the TTI Canik super snappy? It shouldn't be. It's just a Meta Pro with a comp on it. If anything, it should shoot flatter. Freedom of caps, what the heck? This isn't Twitch, my guy. I need to be able to read them all, and just typing all in caps actually makes me not want to read it. It's a reflex that I have. I said it's a chill night, guy. Yeah. Stone wants me to just do hot chips. Hot chips, hot chips, hot chips. That's not happening. I told him. I showed him a picture. I didn't even show you guys. The inside of my mouth still is not fully healed. So we won't be doing a hot chip tonight, buddy. It's been a long time. Hey, Hans, what's up? I mean, you can remove people that are being obviously obtuse. Hello, Ben. You like turtles? Oh, yeah, DB's not here. But he started work this week, so I can understand why he's not here today. How's it going? Pretty good, Rockman. How you doing today? Just hanging out. Just doing a chill live stream tonight. Probably going to go to Taco Bell after this and get some diarrhea. I haven't spent hours on the toilet in like months. Got a Gatorade? No, but I do have some sugar-free juice. For some reason, the Home Depot parking lot dwellers are nowhere to be found in my town anymore. Shit, they're all busy. DB went back to work. He didn't sound happy he retired. I'm not 100% sure. And there's aspects to that I'm not allowed to talk about because it's not my story. So just, yeah, he went back to work. Does putting a Chris Vector in a Glock 43 run normal? What are you talking about, dude? The mag out of a Chris Vector doesn't fit into a 43X. Sorry, my internet's lagging a little bit. You won $50 on a scratch ticket? That's always a nice one. Back in the day when there was only like 10 in the case, me and my buddies would just buy one of every single one. Let's see. Hot chips and milk. Nope, not tonight, dude. What's the best full-size duty gun in your opinion? What attachments would you build it out with? Now, see, that's going to be a little bit difficult or a little bit controversial for somebody like me. I still think the best duty weapon is a 1911. And most of my 1911s don't have rails or optics cuts, so they just kind of... Keeks, thanks, man. I'm going to say a 1911 is a better duty weapon than anything else, in my opinion. Sorry, Hans. I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm 31 because of that. I don't have school because the last days of the month we have no school and have no school Monday. Oh, he's getting a nice 4-day weekend. That's awesome. Wow. How many 1911s do you have? Unconfirmed. Many. I have both 45 and 9mm 1911s. Mr. Presmic, how you doing from Poland? I feel the same, dude. Mine are just plain silver. Yeah, so I've got a few stainless. I've got a few blued. I got a couple that are Parkerized. I got a couple of GI styles that are just like DLC coated. So I got a few different ones. Manufacturers for 1911, if you just want to stay, it depends on what your budget's going to be. If you money's no object, Nighthawk Customs, probably one of the best manufacturers in the world. One gun, one hand. Means one person built it. Hayes Custom makes amazing 2011s with pinned beaver tail safeties if you like that style. But for like major manufacturers, Springfield Armory, Dan Wesson, and probably Bull Armory. Wait, it's going to getting very bad. Yeah, Washington's pretty bad, man. Should I use... All right. Am I a gun dealer? Yes, I am an FFL of firearms. It's best first, somewhat budget-friendly 1911. If you want one that you're not going to have to really worry about doing anything with, get a Rock Island. You can get a T-Sauce, but I don't promote their brand. Rushed into the airport the other week and got pulled over by a motorcycle cop, and I stopped on the Cloverleaf. His bike fell over in the ditch, and he told me to bail. Didn't write a ticket. Nice. Also in Washington, it's no good there. Yep. People are trying to get me to buy a plastic-built plastic 1911. Who's doing plastic still? The Moxie at least still has metal inserts. You're not going to say Kimber? No, because people like to rip on it, even though you can get them now in the $600 to $700 range. What in Ed Brown? Ed Brown is a very expensive gun, but they don't have the same manufacturing tolerances as like a Nighthawk, but they're definitely up there. Can't hold guns. Think that the Canik TTI is super snappy? No, I don't. Like you said, all in TTI is a Canik Meta SFT Pro with a comp on it. It shouldn't be snappy at all. Opinions on Staccato. Overhyped trash. They're no longer hand fit like they used to be. So I have an STI Grandmaster that costs less than a Staccato XL. The Grandmaster was hand fit, hand assembled, and it was cut from a single piece of billet. The Staccato line is duty weapon ready, which means it's mass produced, so it has looser tolerances. They aren't hand fit anymore. Some of the assembly is done by hand, but they're not match grade fits or anything like that. Yet they're still more expensive than their old race guns, so they're overhyped. Boom, boom. Said that too, bro. No, I'm good with my normal ones. Yeah, I wouldn't approve of them. What about Dan Weston 1911s? Yeah, Dan Weston 1911s are very good. They've been making guns forever, and they now have CZ's money behind them. I don't mind having to mess with the Kimber at that price point. That's what I'm thinking. Been running a SIG 1911 years for now. Oh yeah, SIG, I like them. I've had their Nightmare and their Emperor Scorpion. Les Bears are excellent 1911s as well. They're just not as well promoted in the modern firearms market. You got to kind of be a 1911 guy to really know Les Bear, Ed Brown. Oh fuck, there was another one I can't think of his name right now. Really good 1911 builder. I'll think of it in a little bit. What about the Platypus? The Platypus is an interesting firearm in that it's mostly a solid 2011 with a Glock mag compatibility, and the fact that frickin' Staccato is now copying them by making their own Platypus is kind of funny. Hey Dakota, use a Glock 42 is better than all your guns. Okay, Mob. You like Cabot 1911, but you'll never afford one. I want you to go look at 9mm USA. So that's a channel that's on YouTube, and look at their reviews. These dudes spend $7,000 to $10,000 on 1911s like it's nothing, and they will go over every reason why you shouldn't actually buy a Cabot. A Cabot is not a custom gun maker. Cabot is not a Hayes Custom, Atlas Gunworks, any of that shit. They're literally the Temu of custom gun manufacturers. Their guns are all gimmick and no run, and they've been burned multiple times on Cabot guns. So yeah, the gimmick that Cabot does is interesting, Chanson, but their guns themselves are shit. Wilson Combat, unfortunately, has diversified themselves so far out that I don't really actually accept them as the same level as like Les Bear or Ed Brown, but yes, they were really nice. In fact, Nighthawk Customs started because their employees felt that Wilson combat guns were no longer being built to the tolerances that they felt they should be. Finally got your label back from the gunsmith. Only problem now is the follower stuck in the tube mags. Now I have to take it back. Ah, that sucks. If PSA does a 2011, it's going to be hit and miss. Somewhere in the mountains of Vietnam is 1911s with hand drills and files. Yeah, there's probably still people out there. What do you think about the Turkish Glockum? Which Turkish Glocken? I use carbon and the other one's nice. Opinion on Canik Meta. Canik Meta is a good gun. Canik Meta is an upgrade from the TP9 series in that it has like ambi controls, and when you put an optics on the optics ready ones, you retain your rear sight instead of having a plate with the rear sight. They're based on the final version of the Walther P99 trigger system, so they're actually really solid guns. Really what, Dexter? Colt M1911. What about it? Do I think a 1911 in 10 mil is good? Yeah. Good 10mm ammo, 1911s, especially modern built ones, should be able to handle it. If you have like a first generation Colt Delta Elite, you can't run like Underwood ammo through it, but they handle it pretty good. What am I using if you break into my house? A 930 tactical. Have I ever seen Spent Shell's video making fun of Wilson? I have not. I'll have to check it out. But like I said, Wilson went into the everything market. Like they designed grip modules for the 320. They build their own Glocks. They build their own 320s. They build their own Berettas. So they're diversified out to a point where I think it could potentially affect the quality of their builds. Is there a 2011 that has the same quality as Staccato but better reliability? So the problem with 2011s and reliability is I would probably say an Atlas Gunwork or a Hayes Custom will outperform them, but they are nearly twice the price. The Staccato lineup works for what it is. They're just too expensive. So at $3,500, Staccato shouldn't exist with their full-size guns. Their Staccato lineup should never exceed $2,000. What do I think about the Derya? It's fine. Derya is a major Turkish manufacturer. They've been doing shotguns forever, and they decided to do a Glock. I'm sure it's fine. Thoughts on Dragon's Breath shells? I've never fired them, but they look fun. The SAR SOCOM. The SAR SOCOM is just a 9X with a longer barrel, shorter grip, and 3-tone, but they look cool. 357 SIG. I've got a couple of handguns in 357 SIG. They work fine. The round is kind of obscure now, but it's powerful. Basically, take a 9 and put it in a 10 mil shell, and you get 357 SIG. Neck it down. Neck down at 10 mil to 9. What do you think of the new lever actions compared to the old ones? I'm a modernized guy when it comes to aesthetics, so like the Henry X. I actually like the Henry X, and you can get a M-LOK handguard for it. Imagine a 1911 and 4570. Look at the LAR Grizzly and some of those. They're getting there. PDPs go on sale for 470. Way nicer than Canik. PDPs are fine. I'm gonna personally give my opinion. I don't like the way PDPs look. They're too squared off. I recommend is a hard thing. I can tell you what guns are reliable in the subcompact or the compact market. Technically, compact is 15 or less. So a Glock 19 is a compact, technically, although more mid-size. I'd probably say a 43X would be a compact-ish. But no, Smith & Wesson Shield 9, the Shield Plus holds 13+1. Ruger Max 9, the small security 9s from Ruger, the Canik Meta MC9, the Hellcat, or the 365. I can't tell you what to do, guys, when you're asking me in terms of career. I am from Virginia. Orthos Raider shotguns are really nice too. Yeah, I've heard good things about those. PewView likes those. You can modify anything, Neptune. Every gun is modifiable. Hey, McManus. Well, I mean, the grip module, the grip angle, or the grip on a 43X, the overall barrel length, I don't think that counts towards the compact. I think it has to do more with the frame, in my opinion. Just picked up a Sharps Bro for my Echelon. What's your thought? I've got a Sharps Bro. It's pretty nice. I wish that they had made the grip module longer. They gave it a short grip module and a mag well to compensate, which I don't totally understand. M&P Equalizer is another small frame. No, it's not. It's got a 4.2-inch barrel and a 15-round capacity with the largest mag. It's a mid-size gun. It is not a small frame gun. Ruger 2245. You find the ammo that they like, and they'll run all day long. Do I have an SC2? Nope. Do I like the new RXM? Possibly. I have to put my hands on one. It's a Glock 3 clone, Gen 3 clone, so it's just going to be what it is. I'm interested in the removable fire control unit and just in general how the mag pull grip feels on it. Those are the two things that will determine whether or not I buy one, but I'm going to bring them in next month. Purple Gatorade is fine when you have a stomach ache. Hunter, that doesn't make any sense. ATF doesn't get involved when it comes to 50 BMG. Your guns look cool, thank you. The Bodyguard is a small frame. Yeah, it is. So, hey, welcome back. It's been a long time. Is that a Tactical Sport 2 on the wall? No, that's a clone. It's a fake jewel. No, that is somebody's tactical sport too. I haven't sent it out yet, so I figured I'd put it on the wall since I have my other 2 CZ-based guns up there. You held one yesterday. Your pinky is 50% off the frame. I mean, it's designed to be about 19. Wall looks so good. Thank you. Shadow 2 looking sexy. Got a little bit of a secret for you. There's no Shadow 2 on that wall. Is that a 75 or a clone? That is actually a Tanfoglio Witness. So, clone, but it's a really nice Italian-made one. I don't know that much, but those aren't those. So, Hunter, the one in the middle is the Tactical Sport 2. It's very easy to confuse it for a Shadow 2 because they look very similar. The way to tell a Shadow 2 from a Tactical Sports gun is Tactical Sports have no pick rail on them. The Shadows have at least one slot. Boom, 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 boom. Hello, Brantley and Riley. How you guys doing today? Having fun? Good. Glad to hear it. Well, yeah, as you're coming in, too, hit that like button for me. I don't ask for money on this channel. I don't try to be an e-bagger and say, please support my gun habit by sending me $12 through Cash App. I don't do any of that shice. So if you can just hit the like button for me, that'd be great. Takes a second out of your time. You can double tap your screen, all that fun stuff. Help the channel grow organically. That's what I like to see. I don't like to bribe people to do stuff. How do I feel about the Springfield Armory Prodigy? The Prodigy is interesting in that when it first came out, it was having reliability issues. It still has some, but I think for the money, it's still possibly a better buy than the cheaper Turkish stuff that's out right now, especially the Gerson. And I like Gerson. I've showed off a lot of Gerson. Gerson has sent me 2 guns, but I still think their 2311 Witness guns are subpar. They're improving them for this year, which is why the old versions have all gone on sale. But I think the Prodigy at $1,300 to $1,500, depending on where you can find it, is still a better purchase than any of the Turkish ones at this point. Listen to Susu. The AA-12 is cool. I never put my hands on one. I'd love to. In Mexico, you can only have anything else but 380 and lower in the military base. You can get new calibers like 10 mil, I think, but you can only get those by private sellers. That sucks, Victor. The Shadow 2 worth the money compared to the regular 75. It's twice the price, damn near. If you look and you wait and you get them on sale, you can usually find a Shadow 2 for about $950 on sale for the standard blue with the double the single action. And at that price point, no. A standard CZ75 will do most of what you want it to do. Unless you're trying to get into the competition. Now, I have the SPO1, which you can get for about $650 to $700, which might be the better option because it's halfway between a standard 75 and a Shadow because it's still 75, but it does have pick rail and a little bit better grip angle on them. Hey, Hunting and stuff. It's been a while. How you doing, brother? Do you think it's competitive with Bull Armory? Do I think it's compatible with Bull Armory does a different kind of gun. They do more of the 1911 and then the Striker Fire gun, but I'd probably say yeah. Ever since I found out you're local, hoping to send some business your way. Thank you, Saipol. Thank you. Also, I have a Facebook page now for the store, which I will update on the daily during the week. So Win, W-I-N, City, C-I-T-Y, Armory, A-R-M-O-R-Y. I've never messed with the Ronin in 10mm. I did have, I've had the Emperor, the EMP in 9mm, and the, was it a Ronin in 9mm? But I've never had the 10mm. Hello from India. Hello, India. How are you today? Do you know what 4570 is? Yes, it's a very large, older round, but still very, very relevant. Yep. We saw that, Ducky Mo. Sorry. Yeah, it sucks. That shit sucks, man. Sorry. That's my cuss word for tonight. What do I think about the Staccato carry? I had one. I had the C2, actually, the optics cut. Staccato is overrated, man. I got mine for a steal. Mine had a Delta Point Pro on it, and I paid $1,500 for the gun plus the optic, and I still felt it was overpriced. How's the store? Did you get your license? I did, Sue. In fact, I did. I'm up and running. I've done some sales already, and I've done some other stuff. So absolutely. Is a new 586 and 6-inch worth it? Absolutely, especially if it's something you're after. If you're looking specifically for a firearm, that means you want it. As long as you want it enough to pay the money for it, then it's definitely worth it. Do the 22 TCM eject consistently, or are they prone to FTE? Out of like the Rock Island 22 TCM 1911s, I've usually had pretty good luck as long as you don't run the 9R. The 9R was designed for the Glock conversion more. I've found that the standard nose ammo works better. Thoughts on the S2, the Shadow 2 compact being carry and drop safe? The internet has created a mentality that just because a gun doesn't have a firing pin block makes it inherently unsafe to carry. Sensationalism and the internet go hand in hand like peas and carrots. If guns going off on their own due to being dropped was so prevalent in the gun world, we would have had firing pin blocks in the 1800s on everything. So whether or not the gun is a Series 70 or Series 80 1911 or a drop safe or not drop safe frickin' TS2, that tactical sport, no drop safety, that no drops, that actually does, I think. I thought it was disabled. I can't be sure. But I know for a fact that has no drop safety. Because all you hear is, you know, there's millions of flights every year. They all go off without a hitch. 2 go down in 3 days. That's all you hear about. Same thing with guns. So I'm sorry, I don't buy into a gun is not safe because some scientist or some gun tuber drops it in the only manner that will make it go off. The only manner that, by the way, has been accepted by everybody as the way to make the gun go off. Everybody says, yes, this gun will go off if you do this, but because they're trying to sensationalize the stupidity of the person who originally discovered that by falling perfectly on a gun in an unnatural situation can set it off, everybody else panics. So, do I trust the decocker? Why wouldn't you trust the decocker? The decocker literally is designed to decock the pistol safety. I try not to drop my guns. Yeah. You're due for a haircut. Yeah, I do need a haircut. Thank you, sweetie. Is it normal to hear something shake a little in a gun? If it's something striker fired, 100%. If you have a nice quality 1911 CZ75 or a revolver, you shouldn't be hearing stuff. But all these polymer guns, all these polymer Wonder 9s, these Wonder 9s, they will have some rattle in them because they have extremely loose tolerances. I've talked about this before, and I'm not doing so in a negative manner, but the reason a Glock is so reliable and can run just about any ammo and run in a myriad of situations is because they have extremely loose tolerances. What comes with the loose tolerance? A noisy gun. So it is absolutely normal to have noise, especially in a striker fired gun. I like how you say that, McManus, yet you have more 320s than I do, and they're more expensive than mine. 1911s, if the hammer is back, they should rattle a little bit. I believe that when the hammer is down, that should tighten up your tolerances enough. My Kimbers don't rattle, and they're reliable. No, they're not. They're Kimbers. Shut up. Modern CC for gentlemen or James Bond. Hey, they still make the PPK, so what's the best 10 millimeter? Whatever's comfortable in your hand, my friend. A lot of companies make good ones. Plus, I've seen some people complain that you have to manually decock the Shadow 2, but you just have to squeeze your hammer, let go of the trigger after the first click. It's pretty easy. The problem is, and I can't speak to the Shadow 2 compact. I haven't spent a lot of time with it. A lot of guns should not be manually decocked. If you have to interact with the hammer and trigger at the same time to manually decock the firearm, you wind up in an Alec Baldwin situation. There's a chance. You're increasing the chance that you're going to have a negligent discharge. So, Beretta 92 and clones rattle? They can. What gun do you use in a home invasion? Shotgun. What is the decocker exactly used for? Literally what the name implies, my friend. It's a mechanism on the handgun that blocks the firing pin while releasing the hammer forward in order to decock the pistol. It is no longer going to have the hammer back. It's going to put the hammer, like all the guns up there, the hammer is going to be resting against the back of the slide. That mechanism is designed to do that. So it looks a little scary when the hammer is falling forward, but the firing pin is literally blocked from moving. Either it's physically blocked by a piece of metal that protrudes, or the firing pin cannot go forward when the decocker hammer comes forward. APX second gen. I like the APX A1 a lot better than the original, tell you that much. Looking for recoil that's not crazy. That's a personal thing, man. I can shoot 45 all day long, and I love the recoil of a 45, yet 380 to me feels snappy. Thoughts on socioeconomic climate of Yugoslavia? I don't think about other countries that I don't have the ability to affect. Unfortunately, as a private citizen in a private sector doing private business, I don't have the ability to affect world change in that way. I like to sign petitions and stuff like that, but since I can't affect any change, I don't even think about it. I'm sorry. That might sound cold, but put me in a situation where I can do something to help the people of a certain country, and I will. But if I can't do anything, I'm not going to worry about it. Not cross-eyed, lazy-eyed. Better just rack the slide than use it? No, because racking the slide cocks the hammer and makes the gun active. A decocker deactivates the active setting on the firearm. What do I think about attachments? I like red dots. I have them on some of my guns. I just, I've been testing a lot of Chinese ones, and I'm getting rid of a few guns that have optics on them, but I don't mind them. How's the infection? All cleared up mostly, but I'm waiting for the internal skin to heal now. No problem, Orange. Don't doubt it'll happen, but I'm hoping Smith & Wesson will improve a new improved version of the CSX. The biggest thing they need to do is fix their trigger. It had a terrible reset on those. How's the recoil of the Kel-Tec shotgun? It's a little bit stronger than a standard 12 gauge. Number one, it's bullpup. Number two, you've just got a little bit of pad. That has an extended pad on the back. The standard one is very small, and they hit hard. Like, they could just fix the trigger. They could, but it's hard to make a good metal frame gun like that in that size with a hinged trigger. If you look at, like, the Colt... what do they call that? Their little itty bitty one, the Colt Junior or whatever they call that one with the hinge trigger. That thing never felt right. You just bought an 09 VW Estate TDI. Did you screw up? No, I don't think so. Think it has more to do with the platform 45 and 380s coming rather than the cartridge itself. 45s. Agreed, McManus. Yeah, so typically I shoot 45 out of a nearly 40-ounce 1911, and the last 380 that I shot a lot of rounds out of was a first-generation Bodyguard. And I hated it so much, and I flinched so much because of the recoil, that the snappiness, that I actually kept hitting the mag release with my thumb. Yes, exactly. The CSX could be a great gun if it had a good trigger. Canics are good. I like Canics. I've had plenty of Canics myself. Mustang. Thank you. The Colt Mustang. What is the most comfortable ergonomic 9mm gun? Good question. That is a very subjective thing, because I would say a 9mm 1911. For me, the grip angle and feel of a 1911, it's just about an inch thick, and the front to back is perfect for my size hand. So to me, that's the most comfortable. But for you, it could be something like a CZ75 with their ergonomic grips, or it could be a Glock. Hey bro from Turkey, what are you looking to Turkish pistols? Well, I've done some work with Gersan, EAA and Gersan on their Turkish guns. I like their stuff for the most part. The 2311 was a little bit of a miss. I've looked at some TSOS stuff on the channel that I've purchased, but I don't purchase their products anymore because I don't really care for them as a company. I always stick my SIG M11A1229. There you go. The Mark 25 is a good choice. I do like the SIG 226 line. How do I feel about Trump's pardon? Trump can do whatever he wants, man. I think that he's demonstrating a severe lack of future thinking, but he doesn't care because he's not getting another presidency. So Springfield has a lot of Turkish guns, do they? They have a lot of Czechish or Croatian guns. The Echelon is from HS Product. The Helion's from HS Product. Which other guns do they do? Hey, Stone, welcome back. Ammo! Fiaki sent you a tactical vest. Nice. Did it come with plates? How you doing, brother? From Florida. Nice. What do you think of IWI Jericho 2? I like the original Jerichos with the steel frames, but the Jericho 2s are fine. Almost exact replica of a Beretta 92. It's a toy and has shell ejection. That's awesome, dude. And it allows you to practice gun handling. They deleted another one of your channels. Man, I'm sorry, Ammo. I don't know why they keep doing that to you, but they're doing something fucky. Sorry. I'm trying not to cuss as much. Sorry. While we're talking about hand fit, I had to go handle an M17 ceremonial, and it felt gorgeous. Yeah, I almost bought one from my buddies down in Middletown, but I wound up not buying it from them for reasons. So I got straps. I got some straps. Is it a Glock 19 in your background? Sorry, no Glocks in my background. Have I ever shot a Live Free Armory Glock clone? Yes, I shot an early one, and the roll pins kept walking out of it. But other than that, I'm really trying to get one of their Apollo 11s. I'm on their list for influencers, but they sent out all the ones they had. Not into crypto anymore. What do I think about the G2S? It's not thin enough to make it worth it. Just get a G2C because you have a lot more mag compatibility. The G2S is supposed to be a single stack, yet it's almost the same width. 226 Legion, by far most comfortable 9mm. You own, that's a good choice. I agree there. How long before the TS2 is yours? Well, I'm sending it out tomorrow, so next week. It's okay, you're always a shoulder to cry on. Sorry, brother. I don't have an M1 Garand. If I can get my hands on one, I'm going to definitely get one for the store. Hey, you're back. Thought we wouldn't have any more Jiminy. Good to see you, brother. I'm limiting them to just Mondays and Fridays for right now. If I bring back the Wednesday live stream, I'll let you guys know. Top left, my side. Is that a SAR? So I will break down every gun on the wall, so pay attention, kids. Starting up here. This is a Ruger American Pro 45 ACP. Next is the Rock PSA, the PSA Rock 5.7. Next to that is the T-Sauce PX57, which I might not be selling because they discontinued it for some reason. Below that is the Sarshamals K12 Sport. Next to that is a CZ Tactical Sport 2. Next to that is the Tanfolio Witness 9mm. You have a Taurus PT92 compact decocker model, Mitchell Mauser Gold Series 95 1911 in 45 ACP, and an HK VP9 with the HK parts match weight. It does function a bit as a compensator, but since the barrel doesn't go into the actual weight, it doesn't count. Manus with the $10 happy birthday shenanigans. Thank you so much anyways, McManus, you silly bastard. I'll use that to pay for the postage for this ginormous friggin' gun case that's going to cost me like $50 to mail to you. The VP9 looks badass as hell. Doesn't it, Villager? Long time no talk. You are so knowledgeable. Thank you. I'm new to all this, and I don't know where to start and what type to go to get for a beginner. Orange, if you have an FFL near you that you can go into and put your hands on a bunch of different guns, right? Pick them up, see which ones you like, which ones you don't. You may like a striker-fired gun more than a hammer-fired gun. You need to see what kind of sighting picture you like. Do you like 3-dot competition, red dot, etc.? You'll find something you really like, dude. It's your birthday, too. It's also... This is something I didn't realize. Today is the 9th anniversary of my first video on YouTube, which I didn't realize. So for 9 years I've been on YouTube. How do we like the Keltec? It's got a bit of a kick to it when you shoot it. Gabe, you need to check in your state to see what laws are on the books, and then just go to Reddit and probably Gunbroker. Not Gunbroker, but Arms List. What can you trade for an X shot with toy gun? I don't understand what you're asking. I'm a Taurus guy, own a TH9 compact and a G3C. Both good guns. I've got the G3 tactical, and I recently picked up a regular one. Yes, it is. It's oversized. I'm gonna mail it. I'm gonna do what you did with your gun, and I'm gonna break it in half, fold it in on itself. Thoughts on the 1911 SIG? I have one. They're pretty good. Very solid guns. Very solid. Good reliability. Great build quality. The external extractor turns some people off, and then they have their own designs on the slide. But I like them. They're very good. I missed you, dude. I've been injured, stressed, and generally bad off, but we do not quit. Got to keep going. That's my man, dude. My face tried to explode last week, so I hear you, villager. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing better. Absolutely, brother. Got a SIG. I've got a few SIGs. They're just not on the wall. That's kind of impressive. Hot. What do you think of the Kimber 2K11? I would run the 9mm in the 2K11. I'd also want the target. And the target is still less than a gosh dang friggin' full-size staccato. So I would take the Kimber. Hey, DB! What's up, son? I would definitely take the Kimber over the staccato at this point. You mentioned to avoid certain holsters. I have a basic Kydex holder that covers the trigger. That's what you want. So a lot of ranges have started banning like the holsters that have a button inside the trigger guard or trigger guard retention. You want something like an Omnivore if you're going to the range, or something that has light retention, or just overall just is a tight fit for the gun. Yeah, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, small plane crash. The PT-111 is not the Taurus Beretta. PT-92 is the Taurus Beretta. The PT-111 is the precursor to the G2C, G3C lineup. Going to play VR chat on VR and do not hang out spots. I've seen things. Yeah, I've seen some stupid stuff on there too. Just woke up. Well, welcome in, dude. We figured work was, getting into work probably got you a little tired out. Just bought the Colt Executive, expensive for Colt, but looking really nice. I haven't messed with that one. I'll have to check it out. How hard it is to swap the slide internals on an FN509. What are you trying to do? What part are you trying to change? Wilson Combat or staccato? I'm definitely going to go Wilson Combat over staccato. Especially if you're talking about so I used to have a Springfield operator that was sent back to well, not sent back to, but it was a Springfield operator sent to Wilson Combat, and they did a $2,200 rebuild on it. They accurized it, they polished everything, they changed out every internal component. That gun shot amazingly. One of my good buddies has that one now. I have a standard operator again, but I would go Wilson Combat before I did that, because even with that full build, the operator plus the full build came out to $3,500. You found a USA Army 1911 hidden under a dresser last week. Okay, that's crazy. Yes, the original PT-92s were literally built on Beretta tooling. Now, the modern ones, obviously tooling wears out over time, but the original PT-92s started in the actual Beretta factory. So Beretta won the contract for U.S. military, so they had to stop producing the guns in Brazil and open a factory in the United States. Little known fact, all U.S. military firearms have to be built in the United States. Number one, it's the U.S., it's the U.S. military, they want it to be like that. But number two, it also allows them to ensure the quality of their firearms, or at least that a country that they may be at war at some point with isn't building their firearms. It's like when the Germans and other countries would capture other countries and make them make ammunition and shit, like in World War II. You used to hear stories about bullets being fired and rounds being fired into planes that were duds because they were just built that way on purpose at the factory. They would sabotage like 2 out of every 100 rounds. So that's why U.S. arms are built in the U.S. Drove over an hour to program a key in your tablet. Won't communicate now. Got to drive back home to grab a different one and go back to them. Charge them triple. You like the TRP. TRP is awesome too. It gives you all the extras that the standard operator doesn't. 82 degrees, Florida's back. It was raining, but still almost 50 here today, so it wasn't uncomfortable. Can you own a Serbu Super Shorty? I don't not even sure what that is. Am I a gunsmith? Do I have enough knowledge to be one? I can build guns. I've never done like milling or anything like that, so I would not call myself a gunsmith. I can repair guns, and I've done Glock's Armory School, Smith and Wessons, and Springfields, but I have never been an official gunsmith. But I could probably fix almost any problem that you have. But if it requires me to mill things like that, then I don't mess with that one. The Super Shoddy is stackless pump action shotgun chambered in 12 gauge. The basic architectures, most of the production model is based on the Mossberg Maverick with the Maverick 500. Because of what it started as, you're probably going to have to file for an SBS short barrel shotgun. Any thoughts on AK or prefer a different rifle? AK's fine. I'm not a huge rifle guy, but I have AKs because AKs are you. I'm allowed to bag on every manufacturer under the sun because I own something from a large majority. I've sold a lot of them, but I own a lot of guns from different manufacturers. So I can bag on anyone that I want. Cody, what's up? I am a good gunsmith. Oh my God, I'm in love. Hey, careful. A lot of those are spoken for. They have boyfriends. What's the fastest shooting SMG? Not 100% sure, honestly. Something open bolt for sure. You see that anti-ATF bill going all the way through? No. It'll get stopped somehow, some way by somebody. And I don't see Trump getting rid of the ATF. Like, I don't see that being an executive order level kind of thing he would do. Hello from Tokyo, Japan. Thank you. He meant me? Oh, I have a boyfriend too. Hey, run on. Calm it down. Less big things. ATF is necessary. ATF is necessary as a law enforcement agency, not a lawmaking agency. And that's where the problem comes into. ATF shouldn't have the ability to tell anybody what they should be doing. But I do agree they should be there like cops to enforce the law, do investigations, stuff like that. So they have a purpose, just not the purpose they currently exist in. Brandon Herrera for ATF director. I've heard him speak, and honestly, I think he would do a decent job because when he is serious, he can actually be a respectable person. So I'm willing to listen to him. I just don't see it happening. You better not quit your job, mother father. I got a Zastava AK that shoots 308. That's why I asked, because I love AK. Jeez, a 308 AK, that's a big boy. Yeah. Have I shot 50 Beowulf, and would you recommend it? It's an expensive round to shoot. If you just want something for a party favor, it's fun. 50 Beowulf, yes, it's a 50 caliber cartridge. But you got to remember, it's coming out of a short action AR, or an AR action that isn't an AR-10. It's coming out of an AR-15 platform. So it's not that super pressured around, but it's a pretty fun round to shoot. I just wrote off the job, taking the loss first time, not big on return trips. My man Stone isn't that kind of boy. Orange agrees. Yep. Thank you, dude. Hello, Paul. What's up, dude? At all during any of the live streams. This whole thing looked like I looked like whoever did Kylie Jenner's makeup or lip injections and shice just picked up my internet just went down. Sorry guys, give me a second. You guys will be good, but here we go. Either that or my router just reset. That was crazy. I only pay for the fastest possible home internet. Yeah, hang on a second. Is it better now? Should be better now. What's my opinion on the reliability of Canik? When they first started, they were having problems with their firing pins breaking. They figured all that out. Since then, like, the metal line has been super solid. You rarely hear of problems. Yes, there's always going to be a problem. Anything man-made can be screwed up by man. But in general, their reliability and functionality is really solid. Sometimes some lighter weight ammos can cause some failure to eject, but overall, if you just run good, solid ammo, you'll be fine. Yeah, I just turned off my Wi-Fi on my phone. It's just running on internet now. Yeah, rock is on your wall, bro. You'll be fine. I have a Vetter holster for the Glock 48. Oh, that escalated question quickly. So I'm not a Glock trigger boy, so I'm not going to answer that one. Chance to know if anybody does metal frame for the FNX 45T. Just curious. Off the top of my head, I don't know. There might be some niche manufacturer, but I've not seen one myself. German guns are the best. If that was true, we'd all be German. I just noticed that's a classy wall tonight. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. MC. It is a pretty classy wall, but believe it or not, 1, 2, 3. 3 are spoken for because of the new gun store. I'd like to know about that too, Zach. So I run Steel City Arsenal in my builds when I do them. Drops the trigger down to about a 3.5 pound trigger, which I think is good for a carry gun. Very easy to pull, but not too easy. I like those. Some people will tell you, I think Geisley makes one. Timney makes a trigger for it. Timney, not Geisley. Timney makes one. G-Force, if you want like a binary. I think that's G-Force, right? Can I drive from Florida to New York with a shotgun? As long as it's properly secured, yes. Depending on the state you're driving in. So yes, you can travel through states with firearms, but you are required to follow the state's rule that you are currently driving in. So if you get stopped in the state of Delaware and you have a loaded shotgun in your car, you're in trouble. But if it's secured in a case with a lock, you're fine. I watched Johnny Glock video, dude, all kinds of shite to it, but you can get a Timney or whatever. Yeah. Do they have guns for women, or is it pretty universal? So guns are not gendered in and of themselves because there are a lot of very weak-wristed young men out there that can't shoot well at all because they're teeny tiny. And there's some women that are better shooters than a lot of men. Look at Lena Michalik. Lena Michalik will outshoot anybody in this chat, and don't try to defend yourself saying that you can outshoot her. You can't. She's a world champion competitive shooter, so unless you can direct me directly to your document page showing all your national wins and your grandmaster status, don't. But guns are only gendered because dudes were the ones that went on the ranch, dude ranch, and men were the ones that predominantly did the dangerous jobs, military, police work, things like that. So they got gendered due to that, but women can run guns just as well as men. The PDP-F, yes, was designed specifically for females, but believe it or not, I like the F frame better than the standard one. You carry a 26, can never really decide on a trigger upgrade, too many choices. Yeah, also keep in mind, you need to be careful depending on the choice you make on your upgrade for your trigger, because upgrading the trigger on an EDC, depending on your situation, some people will tell you that that's an instant charge. You know, some prosecutor is going to instantly charge you for upgrading your gun. I don't believe that personally, but I do believe you don't want to go too light, and you should retain a trigger safety. I know there are guns out there that can bypass the trigger safety. I would leave at least the trigger safety on there. Lena Michalik, Lena, and just booger the name Michalik, Mchelic, whatever, and it'll come up on YouTube. I don't know women like me who were shooters. I'm telling you, I'm learning a lot. Oh, definitely check it out. But yeah, if you saw, there it is. MC typed it. Lena Michalik. Yeah, her guns are amazing, and her ability to shoot is amazing. Thoughts on Dragon's Breath shells? I've been asked that multiple times tonight, and I don't know why. I like them. They're fine, but I don't have a use for them. I wouldn't use them inside, I tell you that much. She's hot. She never likes sleeves. I had some issues starting with my MC9. Ran through 300 rounds today, no issues. The MC9, I don't recall them being notorious for having any like break-in issues, but I'm glad it ran today, no problem. But some of the smaller guns, because of their springs, the way they're designed to absorb the recoil in a shorter amount of time, yet not feel like a snappy gun, I can understand them having a few FTFs and FTEs. You hate your MC9. I'm sorry. Oh, damn, man. You got a lot of guns. Thanks, V. Oh. Shield Easy is, yep. So we tend to avoid like heavy political things and especially rhetoric on this channel. I'm just not trying to do that. If I ever decide to do a Twitch channel, man, then all bets are off. You can do whatever you want. But here, it's not just Trump, dude. Religion and politics are not really welcome here, dude. Just because I don't like getting people furious and riled up with each other. And honestly, you should not take the... Just because I have 180,000 subscribers doesn't mean you should take the opinion of this dumbass. See the new Kel-Tec? You love and hate it so much. Yep. The Kel-Tec 5.7 pistol they got coming out is ridiculous. Uses stripper clips and a rotating barrel. But it's $400, so it's going to sell a lot of them. I don't know. I don't like Twitch. I don't either, but I would have to lose my mind to go over there. So tired of hearing other politics shoved down my throat from both sides. Yeah, exactly. So... Hey, Precious Garino. How you doing today? How you doing today, Garnio? All you new people, if you haven't yet, do me a big favor. Just double tap that screen. The likes help the channel. Appreciate it. I don't ask for donations. People send me money because they're crazy. But I don't ask for them. So just tap, leave a comment, all that fun stuff. If you have a question about guns, cars, electronics, life, whatever, ask a lot of questions. I got so much random shit laying around. Sorry, I'm trying to cuss less. Shit, it's not as bad a word as the F-bomb, so I'm trying not to drop that out. The rich own 2/3 of all the wealth in this country. They own more than that, my guy. Why is the SP01 not more popular in the States? Mainly because it's a metal frame, double-action, single-action, hammer-fired sidearm, and the United States, since the mid-90s, has transitioned more towards striker-fired polymer frame guns. I love the SP01. I have the SP01 and the P01, so I have them both. My SP01 has a a Cajun Gunworks trigger in it, and my SP01 is going to get a Cajun Gunworks trigger in it. So I just think that people are transitioning to them. Are plastic guns better or the metal ones? So in terms of build quality, I feel that a lot of the metal guns just have an inherent better build quality because they have to design them more delicately, if that makes sense. They have to make sure that a metal frame, because a polymer frame, you just injection mold it, fiberglass reinforce it, and it's good to go. But the guns themselves, whichever one you prefer, man, or ma'am in this case, just whatever you feel comfortable with, use it. I didn't go to SHOT Show because of my company, so toes are not overrated. Toes are completely overrated. I got rid of all of mine. Could you explain to me? I'm like, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. It went up. Stop talking. Can you explain to me, like I'm 5, what bus is in a computer? Yeah, I'll look up the actual explanation. I don't know the super technical one. Thoughts on the new Tundra? I wish they would stop exploding. They used to have good reliability, but now they all explode. So... Yeah, that's a pretty simple way of putting it. I'm going to use the actual one way it was generated. So a computer component that allows data to be transferred between different parts of a computer or a network. So you need a bus. So your PCI bandwidth, your PCI runs through a bus network to transfer information from the CPU to the GPU in order to create graphics. And it works the same way from RAM. So you're sending data to your RAM via the bus. Maybe for your birthday we can commission plaster molds of Joe's feet. Nope, you got to pay a lot. It's actually a shotgun sniper. What do you think about 365s? They're getting overrated in my opinion. I'm down. I had a Smith & Wesson 40 cal. It was metal on the top, plastic on the bottom. What is that called? That is just what most firearms today are. That's just a polymer. They call them polymer frame handguns. The lower part is usually a fiberglass or some kind of resin reinforced plastic. Glock has one of the best qualities when it comes to those, but it's still a plastic gun. FN has one of the worst. Look at their 510, it exploded. Ba-bum. Are they real guns? Yes, they are. You should start a Discord. We have one. I just don't have the link to it on this computer. I'll turn it into a Vajankle. Lol, you better not. Oh, Mountain, I can't stand Discord. Plus, with no toes, man, it's not going to be deep enough for even a white guy. The wall looks good. Thank you, Don. How you doing? SAR 9. I've had a few SAR 9s. They're good. So they have an HK VP9-esque lower on them with removable rear panel, side panels, but a Glock 17 style upper. So they're interesting. Sorry, wet the whistle. My whips are getting a little dry. You run the MTZ with the conversion kit on it. Nice. You were once considering a 510 for them, learned that they have the 460 rolling conversion for the FNX 45. The FNX will probably handle it. The 510 will explode like a little bish. What's that on the bottom of the rack? That is a suppressor. That is an Osprey 9 from Silencer Co. suppressor. Got the whole gallon of juice. It's just water with flavoring in it, and 2 of these guys will actually fill up it's only a half a gallon. It's only 64 fluid ounces. Mark 23 or Mark 27? I'm not into religion. I subscribe and I hope you're going good. Thank you, Malik. How do you run your can on your handgun looking into Griffin armament? So it depends. The Silencer Co. uses a regular half by 28 thread pitch or 5/8 by 24, depending on which one I want to run it on. How do you get the gunpowder residue off the trigger during cleaning? Do you take the trigger out to get it completely clean? No. Dude, if you use something like a gun scrubber or something that isn't like Ballistol or Safari Charlie's or any of that stuff, something that's alcohol based, you can usually get them all clean. Just popping in before I get dinner. How you been, man? Also got something new. You got the Springfield XDS Mod 2 last week. Nice choice, King A-Rod. We're doing all right here today. My shoulder's getting tired, but we're good. What's the bullpup chambered in? 12 gauge. Yeah, I was considering trying to get a 10 millimeter at some point, but when I learned that they had the 460 rolling kit for the FNX, I don't have a need for 10. I get it. What's better, 8-inch blackout or 12.5556? That's 2 completely different rounds. It just happens to come out of the same platform, so giving a barrel difference in between the two really doesn't matter, man, because a standard 300 blackout is 123 grains, which is over twice as heavy as a 5.56. Standard 5.56 is 55 grain, even if you run 62 grain steel cores. So what job are you trying to do with it, I guess? What state you're from if you have a suppressor? I'm from Virginia, but there are only 9 states that flat out ban suppressors. Do you use any Teflon tape on the threads to prevent the can from walking off? I will if I know I'm going to shoot a lot of rounds through it, but if I'm only shooting 50 or 100, I can just tighten it down by hand. You just grab it and retighten it. Just watch it. It would be really hard, or you would have to be paying very little attention to get that suppressor to walk completely off a half by 28 pitch. What's my ammo of choice when running 9 suppressed? The last time I did it, I was running Cellar and Bellet 147 grain full metal jacket. Getting ready to get a sub 2K Gen 2 for $250. That's a good solid price for that. Hey man, gotta go. Let you know something. This week hasn't been the best week. Unfortunately, me and my family had to put one of our dogs to sleep. Oh man, my condolences. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope he didn't suffer too much. You have a good one too, brother. Be your only gun, PDW for everything. Then I would go 300 blackout, especially if you want a PDW. Going with the 8-inch allows you to put like a Yankee Hill R9 suppressor on the end of the 300 blackout, and it only adds like that much length to it, so you'd be shorter than a 12.5. You think your state is one of those states. What state are you in? Are Dan Wesson 1911s worth the money? Yes. They had a classic for $1,500. Yes. Dan Wesson does warrant the money. Their guns are pretty damn nice quality. You don't see them breaking often. Again, anything that's built can be broken, but you don't hear them going down very often. You're in Rhode Island. This state hates firearms. Yeah, that sucks, dude. Thank you for answering my question. No problem, Whisper. What kind of safe would you recommend? So, if you're talking about a standing safe, get something that's fire rated. That's the most important thing. Get a Canon safe, get a Winchester safe. You can get those at Tractor Supply. Some people will tell you not to get a Liberty safe because of their person that gave out the code to the ATF. Until they can prove that they aren't willing to give out codes without warrants, I would actually agree with that. But Canon, Harbor Freights, just make sure they're fire rated, dude. You'll be fine. You're trying to move to Connecticut. I got some bad news for you, dude. Connecticut ain't much better. I got family up there. What do you think of a Mosin Nagant? Never spent much time with the vintage stuff outside of 1911s. They're cool. They're interesting. I would bubba the hell out of one just to mess people's brains up. Villager, thank you, dude. I see you're still you're back in London, so you have a great one, brother. Thank you for coming in, bro. Is a 10 millimeter worth carrying? Yeah, they fit in the same chassis as any 45. If you're willing to carry a 45, carrying a 10 is fine. Figure I just asked 12.556 because it costs 300 back out. Probably would shoot the 556 more. Here's the interesting thing. So right now, Frontier 556 is $17 for 20 rounds. Ammo Inc. 300 blackout 150 grain is $16 for 20 rounds. So they're so close in price, dude, that I would actually say you don't have to worry about the price difference as much. Now you can get bulk 223. You can't really do that with 300 blackout because they don't have a compatible caliber that's cheaper. But if you're talking straight 556 is exactly the same price, if not more than 300 blackout. Listen to a book where Musab Ayub was saying his choice for a defensive round in an urban setting would be 115 grain hollow points. What would dictate the choice between 115, 24, and 47? So 115 is going to have the speed necessary out of shorter barrels to, when it hits the target, to expand. There's no guarantee that 124 grain or 147 grain, because they're going slower, is actually going to have not saying it's going to be like 80% of the rounds, but it could be like a 5% chance that a heavier round won't have the velocity to actually open up. And because of the speed guaranteeing it opens up, you have less chance of overpenetration if it hits an arm, a leg, the side of the neck, the flank of the body. 115 because of the speed that it's imparting. If you look at rounds that are going supersonic, hypersonic, like a 5.56 round hitting something hard, instantly shatters. But a heavier round going slower into an object will create a bigger hole, but usually that round is recoverable. So fake guns. Yeah, that's why I made you the mod, because you're always calling me out. I'm doing my research, but it seems 10 millimeter is going to be the next carry. Leave me behind 9 millimeter for a bit. See how I like it. 10 millimeter has had a bit of a resurgence. I don't know if I would say it's going to be the next carry, because the guns are a little expensive when it comes to that. I think 9s are going to be continually the carry round for a long, long time. So cool. Oh, how often do you clean the extractor on your 1911s? It all depends on how dirty the gun gets. Now, you can easily remove them if you want to. It's more about cleaning out the channel if you're talking about cleaning like an extractor channel. But the extractor itself, as long as it doesn't have a ton of buildup like brass from the casings and stuff on it, you don't need to clean the extractor. What is your opinion on 22? 22 is a great training round, plinking round, fun round, introduction to firearms round, because it's light shooting, soft, and quiet-ish. I don't personally recommend it for self-defense unless you have a situation or a condition that won't allow you to run a gun heavier than that. But 22 is fine, man. What's cheaper, 44 mag or 45 Colt? Uh-oh, I think my guy's interested in a Henry. Let's see. I'm still thinking 45 Colt is probably going to be cheaper, but I could be wrong. Let me look that up. Keep talking, kids. So let's add 44 Magnum. And 45 Colt. Go back up and sort by price. Let's see, going down into a range pack. Let's see. In a 20 round thing, they're right at about the same price. When you start getting into a larger box, like range package, like 50 counts and stuff, still, they're actually pretty much neck and neck in terms of price, dude. Bro got guns. Yes, he does. 5.56 green tapes are about $9 a box here. Yeah, for some reason, like if you can get X-Tac 62 grain steel cores, yep, they tend to be cheaper. New guns. No, actually, every single one of those guns has been on the wall before, except for the Tactical Sport 2. Can you explain the 460 roll-in swaps? Yes, the case diameter on a 460 roll-in is the same case diameter as a 45 ACP. So all you need is a barrel and I believe a mag, and you can run a heavier round with tons of speed through a 45 ACP style gun. Since when does price matter to Stone? Dude owns a yacht. He owns a small yacht. So there you go. Whisper's telling you about the same thing I found. Stone, they're about the same price. What type of gun is a third row down, last on the right? Third row down, last on the right is an HK VP9. That is basically a striker-fired version of what John Wick was using. Any opinion on the Ruger SR9C? It almost was my first gun. They're fine guns. If you can get them for a really good price, I highly recommend them. They shoot good. Am I the NPC? You mean am I the gun store owner? No. Other than concealment, is there any other benefit to the bobtail on the 1911? Not really. Do I have an old-timey revolver? No, I'm not an old-timey guy. That doesn't help me decide on what one to get. So, if you get a 45 Long Colt Henry X Stone, then you can get the Judge or the Governor, which shoots 45 Long Colt, and you can get when they come out with the revolving carbine. You can get one of those. Ooh, a PSA Rock. It's my original one, but it's sold now, so... Can I do that with the 1911? There are conversion kits to put a 460 roll-in conversion in a 45 ACP, yes. No, we cannot use handguns on live. Seems you have no choice but to get them both. Cool guns. I have Alto Gang. Okay, sell the yacht, buy 3 of each, and 1,000 rounds per gun. Since you carry them while working, write them off. I have the Ruger SR9E, and it's been running great. Like I said, the SR9 is a good gun. It just got overshone by newer, more tech-savvy, friendly guns than the SR9s, but they're a good gun if you can get them for a good price. Sorry, my voice keeps cracking. I'm going through puberty. How do you like the Kel-Tec shotgun? It's barky, it kicks a little harder than a standard 12 gauge, and it's not my first choice. It just looks good on the wall. I run a 930 tactical semi-auto for my normal gun. I don't hunt, and it's just because I've never gone. Any thoughts on the Steyr AUG? Not really. It's an interesting concept with the quick release barrel on it. It's very difficult to get a semi-auto AUG hot enough to do that, and some people will say, oh no, it's if you want to do caliber swap. Shut up. No, it's not. It was designed so that you could quick change the barrel if it overheated from full automatic fire. It's overpriced. It's a bullpup rifle, which means that your trigger bar is like 17 inches long, so you have a really crap feel on your trigger. That's what I say. You used to have the Security 9, but your HVAC guy stole it. That's shit. That sucks. Do I like the stripper clip Kel-Tec? It's interesting, and I'll probably bring one in just to play with it, but it's 5.7, so, or excuse me, yeah. For some reason, all of a sudden, my brain said it was 22 Magnum. No, but it is 5.7, but it's a rotating barrel, so I'd be interested to mess with it. Your EDC is an FNX 45. You used to carry the Desert Eagle. Yep. I'm getting an 8-inch blackout PDW one. Do it all, but if I wanted a second gun for CQB, is a 12.5 a good option compared to a long 16-inch? So there's a lot of misconstrued opinions about whether or not you can CQB with a 16-inch gun. Some of it comes down to the way you grip your gun. Like, if you C-clamp and you're always holding out longer, yeah, you're going to compromise your ability to move with a longer barrel on it. But if you're in a situation that a 12.5 is your only option versus a 16, you're probably in too crazy of a situation for it to matter. I mean, unless you're like going through hidey hole tunnels in Mexico chasing drug lords and shit, a 16 should maneuver through a house just fine. You just shorten the stock down and fucking shoulder the thing. Sorry, I don't mean to keep cussing. I'm trying not to. Do I have a 300 Magnum? Nope. How do you like the shiny 9mm, the one on the second row far right? The Sarchmal's K12 Sport. It's a pretty solid gun. It's basically a clone of the Witness Stock 2 from Tanfolio, more than a CZ. It's been pointed out to me, and they're correct. It's more of a Tanfolio copy than it is a CZ copy, but it's a pretty solid gun, runs good. Does the job 100% for sure, I can tell you that for sure. The big gun on the bottom is a Keltec KS7 shotgun. It's a shotty for the hottie body. You can touch 375 with the 7.5 300 blackout comfortably, so I feel that anything more lengthwise just makes the numbers better. There you go. Just picked up the other tablet and headed back out. I'm tired of driving. Set the cruise control. Take a nap. I have a flared magwell on my 5.56. When I use a magwell grip, it gives me a nice finger groove. So with my nerve damage, I can't actually C-clamp for a long period of time, so I magwell hold even when I'm precision shooting. Do I have an AK? Yes. Personally, I would get a 12.5. It's a better do-it-all compared to a 16. Yeah, the only thing you have to keep in mind is that 12.5 is considered a pistol, 16 is considered a rifle. So if you're under 21 until they actually ratify and make it so 18-year-olds can buy pistols, you're going to be forced to buy a long gun. But you said you're buying an 8-inch 300, so I'm assuming you can buy pistols. My back is killing me. What's in the fancy frame? The thing in the fancy frame is a non-firing replica of a Winchester model 1886. It's just something I picked up at a flea market. I thought it was cool. And my grandfather worked for Winchester for a long time. So you subscribed. Thank you, Raylan. Oh, my back is killing me. So this desk is like 8 inches longer than the desk, or deeper than the desk that was on here before, which does push me a little bit away from the camera, but it also means I lean forward a little bit more, which is killing my neck. Like, I have a knot like you wouldn't believe. It's like 16 versus 8 blackout. Short will always be better in your opinion. See, I have a suppressor, and I'm going to get more suppressors, so that's why I'm going to be running a short barrel, just because I want to put a suppressor on it and not have too long of an overall length. Do I have a Glock 29? No, I don't. You have lots of guns in that safe. Not currently. That is just a storage locker. Most guns someplace else. All I do with my 5.56 is hog hunt anyway, not knife or death for situation. There you go. Do you miss the Ruger American line of pistols? It's not gone. They still make the Ruger American line. They just came out with a new version of the 45 Compact, actually. Do you have a Glock 19? Yes, I do. I'm planning on getting an AK-47 folding stock to test how I like that out. It'll be interesting. Heavy round, so. You just bought a P320 and the trigger is arse. Which version did you buy? The standard? Hog hunting can be life or death. Yeah, that is true if you screw up. Oh, yeah, the M18s have a standard trigger in them. The M18, I agree. That has your base 320 trigger in it. If you go onto SIG's website, you can buy the X trigger for the M18, which is literally drop-in. You just got to take the FCU out and move one spring to the side for a minute. That will reduce the pull by over 40%, but the reset's still going to be ass. Otherwise, you can go with Armory Craft. In my 320 X5 Legion, I've got the Armory Craft dual adjustable trigger. What's my thoughts on Carr? I like that they own Auto Ordnance and Desert Eagle, so they can invest the money to build those companies up. I think their own production guns, especially their polymer framed ones, the earlier ones, grossly, they don't have metal inserts in them, so terrible. But their metal frame guns, they're okay. CNC Warrior makes great AK folding stocks. There you go. 5.56 out of a short barrel, the bullet will tumble. It will, frick car. There you go, Paul. It depends on the length of the barrel. If you have at least like an 8-inch barrel, your likelihood of tumbling is much less. A 5-inch barrel, if it can't get one full stabilizing twist, then the odds of it tumbling are vastly increased. Like Freedom Ordnance used to build a 5-inch 5.56 that had a 1 to 8 twist, even though it couldn't complete an entire twist, and those keyholed immediately. I'll show you 5 inches. Yeah, I don't want to see your pinky. Thoughts on the Hellcat Pro? Hellcat Pro is fine. I've shot one. It doesn't do anything for me. It's a little too small for me personally. I'm 6'4". I tend to like a bigger gun, but it does the job. Holy crap, I'm yawning. My neck hurts and I've been sitting at the counter all day. Yeah. Nice. Keep asking questions, guys. I'm having fun doing this. Yeah, I like the big ones, DB. You're out. Sorry. Did you ever figure out your radiator leak? Or your coolant leak? I'm excited for the Daewoo guns coming back. Are you? I don't have any experience with the Daewoo guns outside of there was one at my buddy's shop. Being Korean, that's cool and all, but when I was created, they were actually using M4s and M16s. Well, they were using M16s, not M4s. So my dad didn't even have experience with Daewoo service rifles. Shh, it's okay so far. Go outside tomorrow and say, good job, and see what happens. Putting recoil reducing mods a bad idea for an everyday carry. So, the schools of thought. On your EDC, you want to refrain from putting things like look, on the end of the barrel, like a compensator that says look here, wait for flash, or skulls on the back of the striker cover, or things that say kill them all, let God sort them out. Those are frowned upon. Some people say don't change the trigger. I kind of agree. If it's your EDC, you want to, just whatever. But of course, I EDC in 1911, so I don't need to change the trigger. But sights are okay. I would say recoil mods, if you're talking about like recoil springs and compensators, they're fine. Tearing out carpet, strips of your buddy's new crib for the last 2 days. Back is on fire. Sorry, dude. I like the topic. Nice. Patriot, I just went over them like 30 minutes ago. I'll go over them at the top of the hour. But there's a lot of CZ-based ones in the middle. And just randoms. Most of them have been up there before, dude. I just subscribed. God bless you. Thank you. I like that too you got the other day. Yeah. Just joined the chat. How's it going at the shop? Pretty good. 1911 YouTube brought me to the right live stream for a change. There you go. I'm glad. Welcome, sir. Why is it so hard to get an M14 Sabre chassis? Just because... I hear you, DB. I know what you were trying to say. The Tactical Sport 2. Not sure, dude. I've never gone looking for a Sage EBR chassis. Which high-power manufacturer makes the better high-power? Gerson MC35. Thank you, Crazy. You just got here 15 minutes ago. All right, for Patriot Arms, because he's been here so many times and he's a good dude, did you hit the like button? If you hit the like button, I'll go over all the guns. My favorite handgun has always been 1911, always will be. Did you hit the like button, Patriot? Did you? Them Gerson's going for under 5. That's what I'm saying. Although Century Arms just came out with the Centurion for under $400. Patriot, did you hit him? All right, we're going to go through it then. I'll trust you. If you haven't, hit the freaking like button. So, starting from the bottom, we have my Osprey 9 Suppressor, 9mm can. Keltec KS7 shotgun, single tube 12 gauge pump. Bottom row, Taurus PT92 compact decocker model. I prefer the Taurus versions because they have the frame mounted safety. Also, I got a good deal on it. Mitchell Mauser's Gold Series 95 1911 chambered in 45 ACP. That is a bull barrel competition style 1911 in stainless. VP9, HK VP9. It's not a long slide. That is the compensator slash match weight from HK Parts. Tanfolio Witness in 9mm, CZ75 clone. It has front slide serrations on the slide, but otherwise it's your basic CZ75 with an upswept beaver tail. CZ Tactical Sport 2, that actually belongs to a friend. I'm shipping it off in the morning, so he'll have it next week. Sarshimal's K12 Sport, also chambered in 9mm. It's a Tanfolio Stock 2 clone. Up top, we've got the Ruger American Pro 45 ACP. Palmetto State Rock 5.7 also sold, and the TSOS PX57, which is their 5.7 striker fired. You don't like Smith & Wesson or Glocks? Smith & Wessons are fine. Smith & Wesson and Glocks are everyday average guns, so I don't tend to put them on the wall. Hey, Dusty. Do I like the Ruger 5.7? I'm not a huge 5.7 guy. The only reason I have those two is because they were interesting. AK-40 self. I have a Legion. Nice. No, I just went through them all, Mr. Thork. Just stop the video real quick. Go back 4 minutes. I explained every gun on there. Time stamped at, where are we at? We are at 102 minutes. So if you go back to the 98-minute mark, it will tell you all the guns, my friend. How do I like the Keltec? It's not my gun. My normal shotgun is a 930 Tactical. It belongs to a buddy of mine. The kick is harder than a standard 12 gauge, so I don't care for it. Do I prefer bull barrels or standard barrels on 1911s? I don't really care either way. I'll take it either way. If a gun is available only with a bull barrel, then that's how I'm taking it. So you have the Rock 5.7 and you really like it. No problem. No problem, Mr. Thork. It's just a lot easier because I'm not going to keep going over them all. And now that I know what timestamp to put people to, you can just zip there, zip back. VP9 never upsets. It's a good gun. 300 Blackout and AK rounds are the same diameter. They're both 30 caliber rounds. They actually weigh the same. They're both standard round is 123 and 124 grains respectively. 300 is 124. AK is 123. The AK round is a little bit bigger. The cartridge is much bigger and is a more powerful round. I like the Smith & Wesson revolvers. Not a fan of the regulars. There you go. Thoughts on the Stealth Arms Platypus? Stealth Arms is doing a cool gun. They mentioned they were going to come out with the 45 ACP. That might light the fire under my ass to get one. I wanted one for a long time. It just, every time I've wanted to buy one, I've bought something else. So I meant to buy a Platypus and I bought an STI Grandmaster. Whoops. What do you think is better all, 4 or 8-inch AR9? Depends on what you're doing with it, man. I mean, they're both relatively short barrels, so the handguards, taking everything into account, your muzzle device, so 5-inch difference. I mean, do you find yourself clearing out rat tunnels? Otherwise, it doesn't matter. You get more velocity out of the 8-inch, but if you use the right round, 4 inches will do it. K12. There is a K12 Sport up there. Keltec seems to make a lot of weird but cool guns. Never took one to the range or anything. Do they shoot well? The odds of getting one that functions perfectly are a little slim, but I'd say it's about 70-30 these days that you're going to get one that runs and does what it's supposed to. Do I have a 38 Super 1911? Yes, I have. Well, it's a 2011 because it was built by STI, so it's literally a 2011. I have an STI Grandmaster chambered in 38 Super. That K12 is stunning. Yeah, that K12 is probably going to a buddy of mine. So, a little bit more to do with how I got screwed buying it versus anything with the gun, because it's actually the third one I've owned. Home Defense PDW. Then get the 8-inch. It'll give you the better velocity, and it's going to be super easy to control. I wouldn't recommend going under 8 inches. No, he was talking about for a 9mm. He's got a Kimber 1911 like the one Lawrence Fishburne gave Reeves in John Wick 2. That gun is a Kimber Warrior. Technically, the one from the movie was a Warrior 2. They just didn't want to say it because, you know, this is the Kimber Warrior 2 MSRP of 1814.44. It's a good gun though. They're awesome. Email just sent to your Win City Armory. Please respond at your earliest convenience. I will when I'm done with the live stream. Actually, I can probably do it right now because this one is actually tied to my... I don't have my emails on all my computers because some computers do business work, some computers don't. Look at that. It's so bright. I'm so bright, my parents call me son. All right, my friend, I will check and I will report back to you after the live. I think my favorite gun I own is my 1971 Blackhawk and 45 Long Colt. Nice, dude. Website going up this week? No, it should be up by the 15th, but that's why I did the Facebook page so I can start advertising all the used guns, because I can send you to that page and it has my email for the store on there as well as my phone number for the store. So it's almost as good as having the website up. It allows you to get a hold of me anyway. Lady at GameStop practically begged me to get the Pro Rewards card. Oh, yeah, dude, you get $5 free every month. You know what I do? I go and get a pack of Pokemon cards. Have I shot the new HK-CC9? I heard HK is trying to compete with the Sig Sauer 365. I have not. I have no intention to spend that kind of money on a gun like that. It's too little too late. We're done with the subcompact era. If I were to build a home defense rifle, what would you build? I wouldn't really build I mean, I've got my 930 tactical for my shotgun, but I've already got an AR-15. It's kind of a do-it-all, and I don't really... If the gun is in my home, I'm going to defend my home with it, and that gun is loaded and always near the shotgun. So shotgun is 7+1 because I've got the extended tube on it. So I get 7+1 out of the Mossberg, 30 rounds out of the AR-15, and 7+1, 8+1, depending on which mag is in the gun, out of my 1911. Seconded about the question. Thank you, sir. When I'm at an outdoor range, I use regular earplugs. Can I wear my cowboy hat? Is that advisable? So it all depends on the round you're firing. If you're just shooting handguns, it's fine. I just use regular in-ear plugs normally. When you're shooting like a hypersonic round, something that's cooking well over 2,000 feet per second, I would recommend over ears, but you can still do it. I've shot plenty of AR-15s just using plugs, and I can barely hear this ringing in my ear that sounds like a bell. I'm just kidding. I don't have tinnitus yet. Recently got a Hellcat Pro. What are your thoughts? It's fine. It does the job. It's a good gun. HK made a compact. Yeah, they call it the CC9. It's a joke. It's an MC9 size gun, 365 size. Hoping to order an Nexus bolt for my CZ Scorpion. They have a problem. Soft bolts. Oh, well, that sucks. I like your tattoo. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's just a arrangement of stuff. I have a couple of tattoos. I have tattoos on both arms, so if you ghost load it, you can get 8 out of your shotgun. Interesting. I think for home defense, I just want to have it just at the bedside, but I've never done ghost loading. I'll have to try it. Pokemon is good investment. Ridiculous how high some of the cards are. Yeah, absolutely. What do I think of the new Kel-Tec 5.7 pistol? It's interesting. I will be getting one because they're cheap, but it's an interesting gun. Using stripper clips is interesting. Tinnitus sucks. Sorry. Want to get my wife a purse pistol. Recommendation. Well, I would usually say a revolver, or if you want to get a semi-auto, something like the Ruger LCP or the Ruger 380 Max. It's a smallish gun that does it. The Bodyguard 2, the Gen 2, the new one that came out this last year, that's a great choice. It's a 380, does a job. For nines, you can go with like a Hellcat, an MC9 small original, or a 365. Thinking about getting a Prodigy and making it great. It's not too hard to do. Stating that the G25 380 is being discontinued, think it's a good idea to grab one. I know it's a Glock, but I don't think it's going to be as hard to get one as you think. If you really want to be a Glock guy and have an interesting kind of Glock, I'd say grab it, but it really does nothing to me. I've been looking to invest in the LWRC Reaper and the Sig Sauer MCX Spear. Have you shot any of those, and what's your opinion on those? No, I have not shot on any of those, but they're very expensive. So I heard they're both good, but I've never shot either one. Have anything chambered in 32 auto? Yes. Sorry, it took me a second to remember. I have a 1907, 1903 pocket hammerless chambered in 32. What is ghost loading? I'll give you the actual definition so that I don't sound like an idiot. So a ghost load on a shotgun refers to a technique where a single shell is strategically placed on the shell lifter within the action, essentially allowing you to carry one extra round in the gun beyond the standard magazine capacity while still keeping the chamber empty. This is often done by partially retracting the bolt and carefully placing the shell on the lifter without letting it drop into the magazine tube, effectively creating an extra ghost round. I had a Glock 28 and it was assed, constantly jam, and stovepiped. What was a Glock? Going to gun show, don't really know what I'm looking for. You should walk in there with a cane and go, I need a new sight. Stone, just don't be too excited. Yeah, you guys spend money with me, motherfather. Yeah, you can stovepipe any Glock if you just don't hold it right. Pink drink! It's not red, so I can't call it a pink drink. Or I can't call it a red drink. Can't go red and I might as well be dead, 'cause I can't go red today. I am not the one to go to the Red Dead. Hello, what are you drinking? I am drinking water with 0 sugar strawberry drink. Weirdest firearm you've owned? Weirdest firearm that I've personally owned, and I still have it because I can't get mags for it, so I can't sell it, is actually the Ramline Syntech 22 caliber handgun. It's a semi-auto that's kind of a Ruger Mark II kind of a thing, but it uses a really stupid magazine that's made out of clear plastic, failure number one, and instead of having a base plate and a mag spring that goes up it like most traditional magazines do, it uses this weird circular spring that rides up the back in a channel, and once the plastic cracks, you're done. We've got a dealer for those. Yeah, that's true. Where am I from? Virginia. I was talking to you about dude going to his first gun show. My bad, man. Oh, yeah, no. He's not. It's not his first gun show. Trust me. Every time he looks in the mirror, gun show, look at that. Barely moved my muscle. Are you seeing any discounts on the TSAW since the updated models are being released? There have been some discounts. I really haven't gone hunting because I'm not carrying TSAWs in my store, so I'll get you your Gen 2 Night Stalker when it's available, but I'm not willingly carrying them, so I haven't been paying attention to the price. Gerson dropped all of their 2311s by $100 minimum, so that'll be interesting. And then I want to see if the T-Sauce is back on. I want to see if I know it's weird to look, but like you said, the PX57, the 5.7 that I have up there, was pulled completely from everything for a while. And it's still not back. So for some reason, T-Sauce pulled the PX57 line. So, Kem, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. You're so nice of you. Do I have an M4A1? I have AR-15s and stuff, but I don't have one that's a designated M4A1. You just got the Night Stalker from PSA for $600. Yeah, that's the previous gen, so. Which Springfield 1911 is my favorite. I've had the Ronin, I've had the Garrison, and I've had the Operator. I prefer the Operator with the rail. Excuse me. I haven't dropped the money for a TRP yet, so I'm going to say that I'll go with the Operator for right now. Yeah, so the Night Stalker got a heavy discount because they discontinued it for the Gen 2s. I think the 5.7 also got discontinued for the same reason, but the difference is I can still find the T-Sauce Night Stalkers. I can't find the 5.7 at all. You go to T-Sauce's website, it doesn't even have a page for the 5.7 anymore. No, the new one doesn't because it's comped, if I'm not mistaken. What's your favorite gun ever? My favorite gun? 1911s. Hey, Crypto, what's up, dude? No, you didn't miss it. My lip is still screwed up. As long as my lip is fully healed by Monday, I'll do it on Monday. What's the difference between the P01 and the CZ75 Compact, and which one would you prefer? Number one, the P01 is an aluminum or aluminum frame versus the standard CZ75 Compact, which is a steel frame. There are a few differences, such as the P01 has a rail. So it has the rail, whereas the standard one does not. I think the barrel length is slightly different, and I believe that the trigger is slightly different too. What shotgun do you recommend? Depends on what you're trying to do. If you're looking at a budget constraint, go with a Maverick 88 or a Stevens 320. If you're looking for a good mid-grade shotgun, Mossberg 500 or a Remington 870. If you're looking to step up into the semi-autos, the 930, 940 Tactical, Beretta A300 or 1301. And then if money's no limit, get a Benelli. Is it possible to make a ceramic pistol? Probably not, because ceramic is extremely hard, but it's also extremely brittle. Ceramic can stop a bullet because of how hard it is, but it shatters the ceramic when it does it. So I don't believe it will. You saw a new X model Gerson. You're talking about the double stack. Yeah, I reached out to Gerson and asked them for one of them. Hell of a deal on those things, in my opinion, especially if you plan on suppressing it. Yeah, but the problem is, and the reason why I'm not working with T-Sauce is because I had a very early release of the gun. I think they won't tell me. But mine, after 80 rounds, would not fire suppress no matter what ammo I put it through, because the tolerances were too tight. The overall forging was too terrible that the gun wasn't reliable suppressed. I had a chance to shoot the Daniel Defense bullpup chambered in 308 with the Geisley trigger at the range the other day. Super fun to shoot and great for home defense. I don't know if I'd be using 308 for home defense, my guy. The Alien Remus is sold out. You should have known that was going to happen. Why do the Brits have bad teeth? You'd have to ask them. And for the one saying that, no, it can't stop a bullet, what the fuck do you think the plates are made out of in the flexible armor? Staccato is beautiful. Dragon skin armor. Do you remember dragon skin armor from back in the day? It was supposed to be the newest thing because it was super flexible. All those little hexes were ceramic plate. They were interleaved with Kevlar, but they were ceramic. What's the best semi-automatic shotgun for 7 or 500? Nah, you got to step up, dude. Semi-autos, you got to hit probably at least $800. Find a used 930. I don't. There's no best when you're talking that little money. The Panzer Arm Benelli clone. Okay, it's a great shotgun, but it's also a shotgun that is copying the technology of another company, so I can't say it's the best. No good semi-auto shotgun. Yep. Whisper, that's what I thought. I couldn't turn down the deal. I got an 88. It's nice. 88 is all you need, man. So I don't tell people what they should get for a mid-tier or a full tier or whatever you want to do with it. I suggest that you go and look at handguns, because go to a store, put a Glock in your hand, put a Canic, a Smith & Wesson, an FN, a IWI, a freaking HK. Put your hand on a lot of guns, because what might seem like a good idea to me might not be for you. You need to find the gun that you're comfortable with before you worry about, because all those gun manufacturers have a gun anywhere from $450 to $700, which is, in my opinion, mid-tier, but mid-budget kind of handgun. So anywhere from $450 to $750, depending if you want optics cuts, threaded barrels and stuff. But you need to find the one that fits you best, because my suggestion to you might not be something you even like. Best budget 1911 and best cheap 1911. I don't really associate cheap with best. Budget, you can get Rock Island stuff, and I think it'll outshoot the TSOS stuff. I think they're more accurate. But cheap, I don't think cheap is a word that you should use in association with the 1911. If you're spending less than $500 on the 1911, you're going to make a lot of compromises. Do you have any opinion on the Taurus 66 for range shooting, having fun with it? The revolver, I've had some fun with one before. I've had the 66. I've had a few Taurus revolvers. Make sure that you're not super fast with the trigger. One of the biggest problems that Taurus revolvers have is their trigger reset's not the greatest. So if you're trying to go fast, you can actually lock up the gun. Because of the trigger pull. It'll unlock from just manipulating it, but it's a pain in the ass to get it to unlock. W on the take. Sorry, and dude, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't give somebody bad intel. Because if I tell you to go get a Glock 19, you take it to the range and you hate the hell out of that thing, you lose all your money when you resell it. So my back is killing me. Also, hit the like button. Hot chip, not yet, a-hole. My lip still hasn't healed from when I had the massive infection in my face, and I am not risking getting 2+ million Scoville units into my face hole. Favorite wheel gun? Not really a big wheel gun guy. I like my Ruger GP100. It's just a solid wheel gun. Is Glock 19 a good starter gun for concealed carry? It's one of the most popular carry handguns in the world. After saying that, what's going to matter is what you like yourself, what fits well in your hand, what you can handle easily. If you pick up a Glock 19 and you don't like the way it feels, then obviously it's not going to be the most comfortable CCW gun. You need to make sure you find the gun that you like the most. And I don't know why, but everything itches right now. I think I sat in itch powder. Okay, I pressed like. Thank you. Lol, don't blame me. Thank you. Oh, got a new subscriber. Thank you. Hey, do you think the ray gun is superior to a Glock? I think a stick is superior to a Glock. DB liketh the turtles. Here's 50 cents. I don't like Glocks, so I like the generation that was before the first one was released. I believe it was a shovel. Any opinion on good CZ75B grips? Not really. I just bought my grips off for my Tamfolio. I bought them off of Amazon, dude. An M60 feels great in my hands. Is there a way you know of to improve the trigger reset on the CZP-09? Yes, go to Cajun Gunworks. They have kits that you can put in them. They make dedicated kits. 178 likes. That's awesome. That's because I think it's because I'm just being a good guy. I'm not being a dick. So consider a good weight for your EDC is the weight of an aluminum 1911 that noticeable. So an aluminum frame 1911 is still going to come in at about 34 ounces. A fully loaded, like that Mitchell Gold Cup, because it's a full everything, is like 42 ounces. So it's going to be between 6 and 8 ounces lighter. A fully loaded Glock 17, if you're talking about a full-size one, is like 23 ounces, 24 ounces. Honestly, in my opinion, no. I don't notice a difference, but you might. Holy English, dude. M21A1 is the best wheel gun. I don't even know what that is. PSA has a daily deal on the Rock Island TAC Ultra, full-size 8 high-capacity 9mm, $4.99. Any thoughts on this one? It's a solid deal, actually, because the TAC Ultra is normally like $650 to $700. So it's a good savings, man. Aluminium. Oh, you're talking about my pronunciation like that? I have people correct me in the comments because I have a lot of viewers that are not from the United States. Why don't your guns have some cool rainbow skins? Because I wasn't allowed to gamble on Call of Duty, and I wasn't able to win any. Ordered a 507 comp today for your G34 and thinking about sending my CG75 tactical off for milling this month. Yeah, that would be cool. You're braver than me. For some reason, like I sold my Dan Wesson DWX because I didn't want to cut the slide. Yeah, let me know how that comes out. Because you know, one that I would do it to that I'm not afraid to would be like the Witness up there. I think that would be a good one to put an optic on because I got that gun very cheap. You're all budget. Smith & Wesson SD9 and an AM15 Anderson. Anderson's good stuff. Don't feel bad. Don't feel weird. Budget and decent choices. SD9 is a good gun. Got a PDP 5-inch for $412 used. Good deal. Yeah, that is definitely a good deal, my guy. It's definitely a good deal, Swoop. What iron sights are better? Flip-ups or the M16A2? What are you doing with them? How far are you going? You know? Yes, I have heard of the 995, the rifle. Do I have a 500 Magnum? No, but I have a 460 XVR, which uses the exact same frame, the X frame, but not a 500. Can you put that? Yeah, well, there's companies that sell A2 hand sights and stuff. Caitlin Collins is a smoke show. Who's Caitlin Collins? The SD9 2.0. Yeah, well, here's an interesting fact that you may not know. You can actually run a Gen 1 SD9 slide on an SD9 2 frame. You can't do it the other way because they changed the shape of the firing pin block. So you can't detach the top of the, you can't detach the slide because you can't actually hit, when you pull the trigger, you need to pull the trigger to disassemble those style guns, and it doesn't hit the firing pin block on a Gen 2. It's in the case. A display model of a Winchester 1886. Would I put an M16A2s? No, I prefer red dots on my ARs. Recoil buffers by Wilson Combat. Any noticeable difference? Depending on the guns. You're going all the way? On what? How long of a barrel should you put on an M6? Should you have to put on an M16A2? I don't think you're fully understanding that you need an A2 front sight post or the same height flip up. So there isn't really a minimum requirement, but I just don't think it's a good sighting picture. With your sister. What video game firearm would you want to have? I have them, 1911s. In Wayne Campbell's voice, I was unaware of the... I don't know who Wayne Campbell. Amen. Do you have Pack-a-Punch? What is Pack-a-Punch? The shirt is right, but the play button is backwards. My head is hurting. Which part is backwards? Are you trying to say the flag is correct? Because the words... You screw... Oh. Well, that's because I have the phone facing me with the front-facing camera on my Samsung. So... Oh, my back is burning, guys. Somebody hit the like for the burning back boy. That sounded dirtier than I intended. I don't care. Also, I want Taco Bell. I haven't been able to eat anything really good since the lip exploded, and for some reason I want Taco Bell. I have a video I'll show you later. It's hot as fork. Man, I love your guns on the back. Thank you. Worst shooting experience with a gun. Honestly, a Sky CPX-1. I hated that one. Jennings JA9, the 9mm Saturday Night Special. That was pretty close to being a shite situation. The Chiappa M922, which was their Beretta clone. I got 8 rounds out of that before the spring broke. Luckily, I had brought a second gun with me. Otherwise, that would have been an hour and a half each way for nothing. Taco Bell is good, man. Volver took out the Bat Jet. Not many guns can claim that. Oil love night Taco Bell too, but Taco Bell don't like me. It likes me fine. You just got to be choosy in what you get. I usually just get a party pack and down all 12 while I'm driving home like a fat ass. Sorry, my neck is absolutely screaming in pain right now. Yeah. Working out's going to suck after this. And swear I'm not drunk. I can't line sights over my pistols like I used to. What do you recommend as far as laser sights? I don't deal with laser sights much. I would recommend red dot before laser. Laser isn't always going to... You could bang it up against the counter and you could accidentally throw it off. Will a 300 blackout and 8-inch be more powerful than a 5.56? They are going to hit different because a 5.56 is a much lighter round. It's going super fast. It's not really a comparison. Can you guess where I live by the grass in my language? I have no idea what you just typed, bro. Work out your neck. Yeah, no, it's just because of the way I'm sitting. I'm not used to sitting like this anymore. Yeah, I'm sorry, Josh. It's just the question you're asking is not applicable. It's asking me to make an assumption based on 2 completely separate criteria. How's the store coming? It's up and running. I have the Facebook page up and running and a Google page. So you're more welcome to check those out. Wind City Armory. Just Google it and Facebook it. 1911 and 9mm or 45 ACP. Which one you choosing? I usually will choose a 45 ACP, but I am not opposed to a 9mm. 380 recommendation. You mean ammo or gun? My EDC is a 1911 5-inch government. Going fundraise to get Joe some DoorDash Taco Bell. No, I'm not paying DoorDash cost, dude. I was gonna get Chick-fil-A. It's not Chick-fil-A, but Popeyes. One day at work, they're 2 blocks away from me, and to get a 16-piece meal was gonna be $57 plus tip. Like hell with that. Just dud the 4473 on the new Rock Island. You just did. Gotcha. Did you get the mags at your house? It's a nice EDC. Mine is Remington. Nice. 380 gun recommendations. Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, Ruger Ruger 380, Max 380. Those would be my two biggest recommendations. Carry FN57. I did carry Glock 17 before. No mags yet. They're coming to you, dude. I'll check Pirate Ship tonight and email you. But you said you got other mags anyway, right? I just got that from Popeyes last week for 31. Yeah, so it's 31 for the meal, but it's $57 plus tip if you DoorDash it. You think Glock is overrated? Because I think it is. I think it is. Just get the Bodyguard 2.0. It's shockingly good. Everybody says that. I've held it. It's really small for me, but I've heard it's a good shooting gun. 5.7 is useless. For what purpose, my guy? Depends on what you're using it for. Eden is much cheaper. Yeah, no, I just made some eggs that I had. I only go for the chicken sandwiches. Typically, I only go for the shrimp, believe it or not. Shrimp and fries. No. That was delivered with Uber. Well, that's crazy, man. How is the Ruger Max 380? I like it. It does pretty well. .857 like 5.56, just less FPS. No, not really. Actually, 22 TCM is actually more closely related to 5.56 because 5.7 by 28 is a completely different dimension in terms of like overall. Yeah, you can seat a 223 into a 22 TCM gun if you really wanted to. My dad wants 10 millimeter, but I keep telling him to get a 45. Let him get what he wants, man. If he's wrong, then you get a free 10. Now I want Raising Cane's. I don't know who that is. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that company. We don't have one here. Hell yeah, bro. Just 8 eggs myself with cheese and bell peppers. I usually just eat eggs and bacon, with, or I'll make an egg and bacon cheese, egg, and bacon sandwich. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck would chuck all the wood that a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Favorite gun, 1911s. Is 380 enough for CQB self-defense? You live in a highly populated city in your country, crooks in public transport and sidewalks, alleys. Yes, you can use 380 to defend yourself. I would recommend if you're in an area where you're wearing a lot of heavy clothing to actually go with full metal jacket rounds because those have a higher chance of getting into the target. But in warmer weather, t-shirts, things like that, carry hollow point 95 grains. Have you ever considered your question isn't worth answering? No, I'm just messing with them at this point, Bloodsong. I answered what my favorite gun is. Go back 3 minutes and I'll answer it again, brother. Just go back. If an AR was my favorite gun, don't you think there'd be one on the wall? Quick go thinking. Do you want the one that was in Terminator? I've actually owned an AMT long baller or hard baller long slide. They're fine, they're fun, but the AMT Arcadia Machine and Tools, their original guns. AMT was the first commercially available full stainless steel gun. You can claim that other companies made them first, but they weren't full commercial availability. But they have bad galling issues, and their sears wear out super duper fast, man. I had one that didn't even look like it had a lot of rounds through it, but I changed out the beaver tail to a more modern style beaver tail, and when I took it to the range, it ran away like crazy. You want me, shorty? Thank you. That's the best advice. In the winter, load FMJ in my bodyguard, and it's a secondary carry, but in the summer I carry defense loads. Yeah, somebody told it to me, and it makes a lot of sense, because super thick clothing and a hollow point 380, there's always a chance you're not getting full penetration. You're going to get penetrated, but, you know, ask your mom. Full penetration is better. Do I have Pokemon cards? Actually, yeah, I do. I got about 5,000 of them sitting in my office. I always load FMJ and hollows alternate, just getting in case. Don't do that. that can actually cause trouble if you get prosecuted. Why are you using mixed ammo? Oh, just cause. What's your go-to brand for 1911? Lately, it's been Springfield. I've got a couple of Springfields. I picked up a nice pair of Ordnance recently. Gerson sent me one, but I wouldn't say it's my go-to. Best subcompact pistol in your opinion? 365, as much as I bag on it. What's the name of the store? Win City Armory. What's your favorite Pokemon cards? I don't really get into it. I just collect them and buy them at auctions. No worries, dude. If you show me your highest caliber rifle, I'll tip. That's how much I believe you. Can we get a mod to kick Sammer? I'm just ignoring him. Elaborate why to not alternate ammo. Because number one, in a 380, it's not going to be as dangerous a situation. But if you're swapping out, let's say you're running a 9mm echelon, and you start alternating between hollow points and full metal jackets, you could wind up with over-penetration with the full metal jackets. You could injure somebody, and then a prosecutor is going to go, oh, he didn't know what he was doing. He was alternating ammo. Now, you could carry a mag of full metal jacket and a mag of hollow points. That could be a little bit different, but I just don't recommend giving anybody a reason to question your competency with firearms. Hey, Crazy comes in with another dono. Thank you. Appreciate that. I can't actually show you firearms. I can't pick up firearms. I apologize. Tell you what, come back on Friday, and I will have my favorite rifle up on the wall. My go-to AR or my highest caliber rifle on the wall. AR is loaded with Mark 3018 Mod 1 SO Special Operations. Wonder what the prosecutor will have to say about that. You know, it is crazy and hard to figure out. I'm not really talking Pokemon too much, Ramsey, because again, I only buy them as a collector. I don't really buy them to like look at. So I don't want to tell you that you shouldn't mix your ammo. So what about 5 hollows, 5 full metal jackets? If you want to do that, that's your choice. I still just don't recommend it. I would recommend keeping the same manufacturer, same type of ammo in the magazine full. Because let's say you're in a questionable shooting, right? Let's say that it's your word versus that guy, or you're in a situation where the prosecutor is being pressured to get a guilty conviction, or you're dealing with a freaking prosecutor like the one that went after that Giles lady, the one USCCA dropped. What if that you got that prosecutor who was arguing the fact that somebody opening her door did not justify him trying to enter the vehicle? He stormed over to this lady's car door, opened the door, was visibly, according to her anyways, you could see on the camera though, he stomped over to the car, ripped the car door open, so she shot him in self-defense. Well, do you really want to give a prosecutor any reason like that kind of prosecutor? Because he was saying that unless he was inside the vehicle, she had no right to shoot him, which is bullcrap. She had the right to defend herself. So I just don't like giving anybody any reason to question that kind of stuff. I get that you're 12 years old, Ramsey, and honestly, if you're 12 years old, you really shouldn't be here because this isn't made for kids. So, sorry, my guy. Glock 19 or 43X? I like the grip angle on the 43X better, but I'm going to go 48 if I have to choose. Average American guy be like, oh, I'm way above average, son. And I'm half Korean, so I'm a mutt. Was I in the Army? No, I was not in the Army. I spent most of my youth and my teen years wanting to join the Army. Used to polish my dad's boots. I'm sure his buddies loved that dude was getting his kid to do it for him. But unfortunately, I had flat feet and a bad back in the mid-90s. So they were not going to take me. Favorite 1911 size? Full size, government, 5-inch barrel. Marlin or Henry? Modern day Henry. Old school stuff, Marlin. I'm not a gun nerd. I have no idea what's happening. That's fine. Hang out. If you want to talk about food and other things, that's cool. Just don't stick to a choice. Hello there, Simplicity. Within 8 feet is danger close with less than a second to react. Yeah, and so what happened was is her case went to the Supreme Court because she's appealing. She wound up being found guilty because this prosecutor used, instead of the stand your ground doctrine, he used the aggressor doctrine, which said that she was the aggressor because she shot him, which is bullcrap. So it went to the Supreme Court, and all the judges on the Supreme Court for, what was it, Louisiana, kept on saying, what do you mean? I have to wait till somebody's in my car before I can shoot them? If they open my door and they don't get into my car and they shoot me, I wasn't allowed to shoot back because they didn't enter my vehicle. So yeah, exactly, stupidity on the point of some people. If somebody aggressively opens my door after we've had a confrontation, they've left, and then they come back towards me and open my door, I'm doing what I have to do. You're going for a 45-70. Nice. Do different bullets cause different levels of recoil? Will that affect your follow-up shot? Yes, it definitely will, 33. Well, this was a guy, but he was definitely a little bit on the touch scale. So it's not the different bullets, it's the different loads. So you can have a 9-chambered, you could have a 9 that has a 95 grain bullet, not going to recoil much. 115 grain bullet, that's your average recoil. 124 grain bullet, you may feel it a little bit more because it's a heavier round, equal and opposite reaction, you're always going to feel it. So a heavier round, especially if you have a hotter round, like fire a double tap 124 grain that's cooking at 1290 feet per second, you are going to feel that. Need your comment on a 92 GTS. I don't recall Ferrari having a GTS in 92. Would not follow up necessarily, depends on the round. Yep. I made a Mossberg 580 out of Lego. Take some skill. Best comp gun with flared magwell. Oh God, probably my STI Grandmaster. Here in Missouri, it's the Wild West. Yeah. Rules of engagement are BS in a situation like that. Shoot first, ask questions later. Yeah, like I said, she was tried and the prosecutor was using the aggressor doctrine, saying that she was the aggressor because she had the gun, which was a bunch of crap. It was designed to investigate the concept of an oblique or pivoting wing. Okay, interesting. I like the 226. I have not spent much time with the 380 Ruger. I know it feels good in the hand and it has enough size that it's not going to be snappy. Wow. Buddy got away with shooting his girlfriend's parent over a BS stand your ground defense. He was waiting to use his PPU any chance he could get. When you carry a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Yeah, and I've heard that kind of a story from some people that I know that don't carry guns on a regular basis. I've heard people tell me, oh yeah, if I had a gun, I'd have pulled it on that guy. Why? Because he was aggravating you? And so I've heard that story from non-gun carriers, and there are some people that literally carrying a gun waiting for the day to use it. You bought the PX9 carry. Nice. The 81 wing could be rotated on its center pivot so that it could be set at its most efficient angle for the speed at which the airplane was filing, hence the name oblique. Self-control is really needed. Absolutely, Melissa. So here is my personal view. So you can have a differing opinion, things like that. If I feel, and I have to 100% believe that my life or the life of somebody I'm with or near is in danger before I'm willing to pull my firearm. If I think I'm just going to get an ass whooping, I'm going to take the ass whooping. I'm man enough. If the fight is going to be fist and fist, I'm 6'4", 235 pounds. If somebody wants to brawl, I'll brawl. I'm also very disabled, and I like to tell them that be careful because shit splatters when you hit it. But I'm not afraid to get my ass kicked. I'm not going to pull my gun because I'm worried somebody might beat me up. I literally pray to the Lord Jesus Christ I never have to use mine. Yeah, so the main thing is I train so that I don't need to use it, but I'm prepared to if the situation arrives. If you're justified, you can still undergo a Civil War suit. Yeah, and that's the other thing. If you have the ability to walk away from a situation, that's a big thing. I thank you for saying that. If I have the ability to walk away from a situation unharmed, that's not life or death. That is ego. The oblique was a brainchild of NASA aeronautical engineer who's analytical and wind tunnel studies at NASA Ames Research Center, Mossville, California. Isn't that what the Virgin spacecraft used? It used the wing that could do that. Thoughts on the CZP-10C? I just got it, and the value is insane. You literally just said it, Brandon. That gun is a great choice. It's a superior Glock alternative, and it's easy to run and shoot. Hola, been a while. Hey, James, how you doing? Brightest, shiniest firearm you've owned. I had a super high polished 22 caliber conversion on top of a white Timber 1911. The days of honest fistfights are over. No such thing as a fair fight in war. CZP-10C optics ready is probably the best striker fire pistol on the market for the price. Agreed. You're talking like a $400-ish gun that's optics ready, as reliable as a Glock, if not more, better fit and finish, and has a better trigger. Absolutely. Looking forward to the good weather again because I got some stuff to do on the Envoy that'll probably do more lives. Good luck, bro. It's not an ego for you. You're 5'7" and disabled. And again, as long as you, honestly, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I believe my life was in danger, then you do what you got to do. So we did 9mm. Can you talk to me about bullet weights in 45 ACP? Your standard bullet weight in 45 ACP is 230 grains. You can get lighter, you can get heavier, but the standard grain you're going to see both in hollow points and full metal jacket or ball ammo is 230 grains. You got 185, but you're usually going to see that in a hollow point, or there used to be these things called semi-wad cutters. They have a weird design to them. You need a lighter round to go faster out of that cartridge. So a 230 grain bullet is traveling at 950, 935 to 965 feet per second. So it's a subsonic round. You need a hotter load or a lighter round to go supersonic with that round. Her husband on YouTube to watch and see what happened. Is the video of that lady and her husband on YouTube to watch and see what happened? Which one? How many mags do you have? A lot, dude. I've sold a ton of them. I once sent a box of them down to my buddy's shop, and he gave me $500 for my spare mags, so I had a lot. You want the stainless steel Canic? Yeah, they're becoming more and more available. So they're out there now, the Rival S. So glad I didn't waste my money. So am I, dude. Although their ads have started popping back up on YouTube. I got served 2 of them today, which pissed me off. So I selected, don't show this anymore, not interested, it's a scam. Calm a little bit, McManus. This isn't Andrew level lying, come on. Big Arm is usually not a bad guy, so come on. Joe, is 935, or I need to know. Standard, I believe, is 935, but you're going to have a range, depending on the manufacturer. How many guns do I have? No idea. I might trade the Glock 19 for a CZ P10. Trust me, put them in both in your hand. You will love the P10, dude. What do you think is better, P10 or Canic Meta? I'd go with the P10C over the Canic Meta, but the Meta is pretty good. No, I'm being exacting here today, MC. I'm here to help all you people. You guys need to hit that like to show me the love that I deserve for being a super awesome mother father dude who's barely cussing tonight. I'm actually being very civil. I'm trying to do that. My buddy Daniel told me that his daughter likes to say hi before she goes to bed. Hey, girl. And I'm not going to be cussing as much because I want her to be able to see the show. So I'm going to do a PG-13. I get like 1 or 2 or 4 F-bombs, but I'm going to drop them strategically at the end. So good night, girlie. The one about the USCCA. Oh, just search it. USCCA Giles. Gilles was her name. 1911 or CZ75. 1911 is my standard, but I do have the SPO1 and the PO1 if I want to carry a 75. Show me the love. Some kids are bullying. Well, nostalgia. Unfortunately, that means you gotta go. It's not a funny joke. It's not a good joke. However you meant it, don't do it. FN57 Mark II sucks. I believe all the FN57s were not that great a design, and the fact that other companies can manufacture them and sell them for the $400 range proves it. The Canic feels horrible to hold unless it's the full size. Yeah, the SC just, the slide is as wide as normal and almost as long, so it feels chonky and super top heavy, which I don't like. Your favorite Canic is a PDP, nice. Hey, Urban, what's up? Black stainless or two-tone on your EDC? It's a Para-Ordnance Black Ops, so it's an all-black 1911 with black G10 grips, magwell, and Wilson Combat mags. I have carried like that stainless. I have carried my Arctic Lightweight, which is white and stainless, but coloring on the gun doesn't matter to me as much. Now, I also don't go out at night very often, and if I do, I would probably make the conscious decision to carry the black one, just because in the dark it's easier to conceal the firearm. Just got approved on some cans. Hopefully my other two go through quick. Dude, sweet. I have to do my application for Class 3 now that I have the FFL. Still waiting. Haven't appeared on the range yet. So we're on FN. Only one I like is a PS90. So I like the FNH, FNX, and FNS lines. Those were all excellent handguns. They were a little expensive, but then they went to the 5 Series guns and ruined it. So... See the Koa from Aimpoint, optic that costs as much as the gun. Yeah, I can actually get the Glock Koa combo and sell it for about $1,000, which is about $400 too much. Are those all FN57? No. Last can took 1 week. Damn, nice. Thoughts on the platypus? It's fine. I like it. I haven't shot one. I've only held one a few times. I definitely want to get one. 509 is a solid P10 clone, except for the fact that their plastics are sucky. Sorry, I don't trust their plastics. They're not fiber reinforced like they should be. Even if he didn't have the Nielsen device on the gun, even if it didn't have that, there's no reason that gun should have shattered like that. He lives in Kentucky. It's not that cold. Do I have a Desert Eagle? No, I sold mine. Any thoughts on shotguns? I've got a few. It's fine. Hey, how many of your CZs have spontaneously snapped in half? And this is me defending you, bro. Buh, boo, boo. Bibbidi, bit, bit, baby, bear, bro, bear, do, boo, boo, boo. Heavy! No, Sunshine, we will not. Do you like the Kimber 22K11? Yes, because it's built to a higher degree. Traded my P10 for the PO7. Well, that's a good trade. You went CZ to CZ. I can approve of that one. Everybody calm down. McManus, don't go at Big Erm. Big Erm, don't call out McManus, because he does have the ability to get rid of you, and I don't want to see that happen. What 10mm won't blow up like that if you're running a plus P load? The SIG X10, the Smith & Wesson, and the Glocks will all run no problem with the plus P load. None but have detonated a Scorpion. Yeah, but that was the Norma ammo. Wasn't it Norma? That wasn't the cycling of the gun that shattered, blew off the Scorpion. Hypothetical scenario, if you were stuck in California, you can only have one of these items. Would you choose an SKS or California compliant AR? I would choose cyanide. I would go down to crypt territory wearing all red. Nice toys. Thank you, sir. Pistols, I am Beretta. What pistol for 10 millimeter? So Smith & Wesson makes the M&P 2 in 10 mil. It's a really solid one. Glock with their 20 and their 40, if you want a long slide, is pretty solid. You can get a Ruger GP 100 chambered in 10 millimeter, so you can get a revolver, or you can get the SIG X10. Those are the ones I would recommend in 10 millimeter. Otherwise, you can get a lot of different 1911s in 10 millimeter. I live in Chi-Town, so I can't own a rifle, but all the cash outs have switches and drum mags. Yeah. I carry an M9A4 modified. Dude, that's pretty solid. Think about grabbing an FN, need a 45 because cans. You should, but I'd get an FNX before the 545. Still 20 minutes away from this job. Drive into a pole and then send him the bill for your new truck. Internally hammer-fired guns, can we talk about them for a minute, like why they exist and why does FN do it and FN sucks? FN's not the only one that does it. Smith & Wesson with the Easy line, the Equalizer, the Shield Easy, those are actually internally hammer-fired guns. An internally hammer-fired gun inherently isn't bad. It's just designed so that it won't snag as easily. And internally hammer-fired guns have been around forever. The 1903 pocket hammerless is actually internally hammer fired. It just has a big shroud over its ass. And it's mostly made for snagging purposes. And hammers were more reliable for certain rounds. Because a hammer hits the spring or hits the firing pin and drives it forward. Whereas a striker assembly literally just pulls and releases. So you're trusting the spring to do all the work. Whereas the hammer, you can usually put a stiffer spring on it so you can guarantee the same hit every time, where you can't guarantee that a striker spring's always going to be as solid. Did you say Springfield does a 10 millimeter? They do in their 1911 line in the Ronin. I'm in California, don't have much to choose from here, but at least we got some. Lol. So, yes, I'm Sid. Good for you. I wish I was buddy, but RU imports aren't looking so hot. Russian imports. Lol. I meant the 545 FM, but I get where you're coming from. Thoughts on a Springfield Hellcat? They're fine. I don't like small guns, but they're fine. Which one is internally hammer fired? One of them is internally hammer fired, and I am getting confused. What about revolvers? Do you have a preference? I'm going to have to take mine apart. See, I knew you were... Stop trying to fuck with me, McManus. I haven't taken it all apart in a long time. It is a covered hammer, dude. Would you pick the TRP or an entry-level Dan Wesson? Probably the TRP. How reliable are these 8-inch 9s? Here they have occasionally have FTFs. That has to do with the ammo and or the buffer springs usually. 220, you're on next level tonight. I think it's just because I'm being real and I'm not being a dumbass as much. Someone smart told me the Shield EZ is in 1911 in disguise. I like to give that man praise every now and then. You should. He's a good guy. My dream is to leave California. Need to learn useful skill to make money first. Dude, you can flip burgers and leave California and make more money. Big Erm, sorry if I've said anyone I don't have many. Still appreciate what you do, Jiminy. I appreciate that, dude. And again, you guys, both of you guys got a little out of it. I just was letting you guys go, but please make sure that you respect each other a little bit. McManus likes to call on stories because we've had to deal with a lot of people. But I know in general, you've been okay. But thank you for the donation as well. For sure, I got you, buddy. Just think the same thing whenever somebody says 545. Yep. Now we all know. Shut up, McManus. I can't believe you made me look that up. It's been so long since I shot that gun. And all of a sudden, I went to my Colt Junior in 25 ACP. That striker fired. M&P shield and metal. That would be cool. The Fook? is respect. It's that thing I give people eventually. How reliable are the 8-inch 9s? Again, Wavy, it depends on, it's not just the guns themselves, although the manufacturer is very important. If you get a CMC Banshee with a roller delayed blowback system, that thing should never have issues, even with crap ammo. But all the ones that are straight blowback, you have the springs and the ammo to contend with. Those could both combine to cause issues. I've had good luck with mine, but it does happen from time to time. That's the one. Yeah, so you threw me for a loop there for a minute. All of a sudden, you had me questioning a lot of things I believe in, because I fired that gun a lot when I first got it, but I haven't fired it in like 2 years. Hi, I'm new here. Well, hello, Delightful. Delightful to have you, Delightful. What's your number one go-to for a concealed carry? 5-inch 1911. Believe it or not, full-size 1911. You put your can paperwork in on the 5th. Did you do a trust or did you do a single? What caliber for home defense? 930 tactical shotgun, 12 gauge, then 5.56, and then 45 ACP. You had a couple of set me's, okay action, crap extractors. I've played with the set me a couple of times down at Middletown, but I don't have much experience in it. How I have baby hands, a Glock 20 was too big for me, but I have a bunch of 45 and no 45 pistol. What to do? I would recommend that you look at the new CZP-10F in 45 ACP. It has the same dimensions as the 9mm CZP-10, so that might be a way to go. Do I like the Mark 23? Haven't shot one, but they are fun. What buffer springs do you use in yours? So whatever the factory ones, dude. Like I had the Diamondback DB9R, and that was just the factory springs and stuff. The number one thing to start with if you're getting failure to feeds is check your ammo, because typically what could happen is it's either too hot, knocking the bolt back too fast and it's coming back too fast, or it's too weak, you're getting back enough to eject the round because of the internal extractors that most AR-9s have, and it's just not picking up the round fast enough. So you much prefer particular to full metal jacket? For practice shooting, yes. For carry, I carry hollow points. Still waiting for the government to take suppressors off the NFA Freedom 25. You're a genius. Nah. How much ammo do you plan on keeping in stock? I'll buy ammo every chance I get because it's a good way to build orders. I'd like to have minimum a case or two of every, so at least 1,000 rounds available of every caliber to start. And I'd like to grow that over time. But you got to remember, when you buy a case of 9, that's $250. A case of 45, $320. A case of 20 of 223, 400, $300, $300, $300, $300, $300, $300. It adds up quick, dude. You can spend $5,000 to $7,000 and just get pistol rounds. Isn't failure to feed usually mag related? In like a 5, and not always in an AR-9, because they don't use, like a Glock mag. How often is a Glock mag going to fail? You know, as much as I hate it. Yeah, I haven't changed anything in my AR-9s. I would be buying the 10F 45 ACP this month if I didn't already drop bread on the Holosun. Yeah, I'm going to order one. I know Stone's waiting for the threaded barrel version, but I'm going to order one anyway. What's the time frame that everyone's hearing for a trust? Between 30 and 60 days. Depends on how complicated the trust is. Opinion on M&P 2.0 carry comp metal. Haven't shot it, haven't held one. It seems like a cool idea, and I like all metal guns, so I approve on the concept anyway. Anyone have trouble with the red dot star bursting out when you have transition lenses like the ones that go from clear to dark? I personally have problems in my left eye if it's got a larger than a 5 MOA dot or a 6 MOA dot. It's about as, you know, like if you use the 32 MOA reticle, that blooms for me. So I've been stuck using a 407K the last couple of times I've used the Holosun. Random stream scrolling. What nice wall there. Mine's all rifles and painted pegboard gray. Nice. That's awesome, dude. Going to do a sell where you buy a 9mm gun, you get a box of 9mm. Oh yeah, sure. I'll definitely do that. I'll do that right now. If somebody comes in, maybe I'll do that to get the store rolling. Buy a gun, get a box of ammo. Nice hillbilly, almost as good as your German. That's what I heard. Now, what you never heard was me doing a hillbilly German accent. So what you got to do is you got to go over the hill. And when you get over the hill, you're going to get into the tank and go over the border. I slipped too hard into German there, sorry. How often do you go live? It used to be 3 times, now it's going to be 2 times a week. I might put Wednesday back in, but right now it's just Wednesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern until 10 p.m. I used to do 6-hour lives, and I used to do a lot of stupid stuff during them. I'm kind of cutting back on being as stupid as I was. I'm still stupid. Don't get that twisted. I'm a dumbass. But I'm trying to be a little bit more civil, so... I saw the threaded barrel optics ready, new P09s. Yeah, I've seen those too. I was going to bring in one of the Nocturnes eventually. How do pistol mags fail? My SIG 365 mag is having trouble. Something is shaking in it. I haven't taken it apart yet. So you could get fatigue of the follower. You could get fatigue of the spring. You could get fatigue of the base plate. You could, on 1911s, a very common occurrence, like some people will tell you to swap out your mags every year if you shoot a lot, is your feed lips can spread on a single feed. So if it's a double to single like a 365 is, you could have problems with your feed lips spreading, and then the rounds could come up too far and you can get a double feed, things like that. Opinions on green dot sight over red dot. That depends on your vision. I like the green dot in lower light situation. I like the red dot if I'm shooting out in a field, if that makes sense. So when I'm shooting on concrete against a solid white barrier, green is great. But if I'm shooting a target like I'm going to be in North Carolina at 100 yards, I'd probably want the red dot, because red is not as naturally occurring in a field as green is. Who's Aldo Raines? I own the metal carry comp and thought it was fantastic. Something about the trigger guard felt very sharp, so you traded it for the SPL1. Gotcha. Again, I haven't put my hands on the metal carry comp yet. I should. I need a 50 cal and a free box of 50. No problem. You buy a Barrett for what I need to, what I'm going to ask for it. I will give you 100 rounds of 50 BMG. GM want to get an optic for my Springfield. Don't know where to start. Got any suggestions? It won't cost me an arm and a leg. Hollow Sun. So a decent, reliable optic, you're going to be $200 to $300. You just got to eat that. It's $200 to $300. Hollow Sun. You want to go up, scale the mountain. Trijicon RMR, $500. But yeah, $200 to $300 is where you're going to start, man. Sorry. Spread the lips, giggity. Any comments on the new B&T 5.7? No, honestly, I don't. I haven't really touched it or anything. Oh, I've only seen Inglourious Bastards once. Yeah, when you chalk all the way off the side of your mouth. I guess when you think about it, that's a pretty good deal. I'll take that deal. What about you? I can tell you what's reliable, Prodigy. I'm not going to tell you what's a good choice for you because I don't know you, sir. Glocks 19, 43, 43X, 48. Springfield. Actually, I would say Smith & Wesson, go with like a M&P. There's lots of them that you can do, but the best thing to do is go to a gun store and pick up as many guns as you can to see what fits you best. Because whatever fits you best becomes the best EDC, and I can't make that decision for you. Do those in the back fire? Yes. Gay? My dumbass tried scrolling to the back wall to see more. Just, if you're on a phone, pinch. Pinch. I went to a gun show and accidentally picked up a weaponized thesaurus. I'm not sure what it does, but it was full of synonyms for trouble. Lol. No. It's in the, whatchamacallit, 15%. Nice. Nice, very gay. Everybody's gay. Frogs did it. Appreciate the advice. No problem, Prodigy. Thoughts on the FAMAS update? I wasn't aware there was one, dude. You're asking probably like 2025 SHOT Show questions, and I didn't pay any attention to SHOT Show. Dude, your name is literally S1 Racing. Gay. Ow. Range is open. Oh, what do you carry? 1911, 5-inch government. CS2. Oh. Bro, the heck. I come in and all I get is gay. Somebody asked me if I was gay, so I said, maybe. For the right person, why not? You thought a thesaurus was a dinosaur in school. Lol. Have a good night, so long, and thanks for all the fish. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy Fan 2. You are ticking off some awesome boxes. Great choice in guns and great choice in literature. Or film, whichever way you go. $20 is $20. Hey, any hole's a port in a storm. It's a little depending on if you're my bud. Oh, no. Not with friends. But Ryan Reynolds came over and he wanted to give the old sloppy. Would you really say no? Ta-da! Do you hunt? Nope, but nobody has ever asked me to go besides SFR, and we haven't seen him in a long time. I think he was sitting out in Wyoming listening to the wildfires in California. Bro, I would get raw dog. Yeah, you would. What's your view on the AR-12 gauges? They're okay, but they're all based on Turkish designs, which are usually based on rip-offs. So you just got to make sure you shoot it a lot and make sure that it actually runs good. Point of polymer on the bottom of the 1911 mags is going to make the mag seat all the way. No, you don't actually have to have them. There are mags for 1911s that are metal on the bottom. Like on mine, therefore, when I have mag wells on the guns, it allows them to be able to be pushed up with your palm, and you don't have to push your hand up into the mag well. Some of them are just so that when they hit the concrete, when you eject the mag and it drops straight down, it hits polymer instead of metal, so it doesn't bend the lip. Why did the pistol go to art school? It wanted to be a little bit more artillery. Lol, Ghost has got the funds today. T-Sauce, lol, sorry, I was just naming the guns behind you. Oh, gotcha, Kyle. Can we take China if they invade? If China invaded the United States, yes. They would have to cripple our infrastructure before they invaded to have a chance. It's been theorized by tons of people. It's why China doesn't do that kind of crap to other countries, even though they are communist. They also believe in protecting their own people, and they got billions of them, so they don't really give a shit about us. But it's been proven that our air dominance, our water dominance, the fact that they'd be attacking us on our home turf, we would just destroy them if they ever invaded. Can you put a silencer on a Nerf gun? Yes, but it's not going to work well unless you're shooting those little itty bitties. You're back at the stupid car. Did the car start? Let us know that. SR-12 would be like an upper to swap out on my AR-10. AR-12? No, because of the function of the lower. Either Ryan Reynolds or Andy Bersarek, singer for the band Black Veil Brides, are the only guys I'd go gay for. Everybody's got one. Everybody lies. Oh, I'd never do anything like that. Yeah, you would. Hit the like button if you know you're hiding the fact that you would, and your girlfriend would pay to see it. But does it communicate? What happened if someone shot someone? Would they die or would they live? All right, so I'm guessing you're either young or you're unfamiliar with firearms. Location. You shoot somebody in the face with the bazooka, they're going to die. You shoot somebody in the leg with the 22 and you miss any major arteries, they're probably going to live. So there are people that have survived dozens of gunshots. And then there's people that have been shot in the leg and died because it hit the femoral artery. So it's not a yes/no question. It's still worth buying the first and second gen. I think it is. I'm sure the list gets much longer. Can any country really win another country that has more guns than people? The only way, again, Fallout is a situation in which the United States could be crippled, but we're taking your butts with us. Same thing with China. Any other major country that has nuclear capabilities, the only way that they could take us, the way that would cause us to be destroyed or no longer capable of being a country, you can't invade us, you have to destroy us. And we would destroy you before we die. Give us a bedtime story. Like, what's a crazy story from the stores? It's always weird. Like, I think I've told this story before, but it was a long time ago. So I had this guy walk in, a little sketchy. He's a little bit younger looking dude, probably in his 30s. He's looking around. He won't really look at the gun cases much. And then he walked over to the BB guns. And he came up to me and he says, "Do you have any that are cheaper?" And I said, "No, not really. We deal with steel BB guns and pellet guns because we're a gun store, not airsoft. I can get a few airsoft, but that's besides the point." And then he looks at me, he's like, "Do you have something that's cheaper that still looks real?" And I'm looking at him, I go, "Why?" He goes, "Because I am a felon." I said, "Dude, you can't even be in my store as a felon, and you should not be carrying around a fake gun." "Well, it's for my protection." Dude, if you're carrying around a realistic fake BB gun in the state of Virginia or any place where you're a felon, instant bye-bye. Just the hillbillies, Lucif. Have you ever had a 1911 magnet will not release? You pull the slide back at the same time as you hit the release. Yes, I have seen that. It has to do with the way the cut is for the mag release. It's jammed up too tight against the slide, so you need to have the slide back to relieve pressure on the top. What do you think you're going to survive the nuclear apocalypse? I'm going to survive the nuclear apocalypse because I made a goal. Oh, we're getting a little buffery. I made a goal when I was a child that I would not die until I pissed off everybody on the planet. So as long as somebody survives on the other side of the planet, I will not die in a nuclear apocalypse. What site's got the best budget complete Glock slides? You tell me yours, I'll drop mine. Dude, I can buy from manufacturers at dealer costs. So Win City Armory. Most reliable gun, the one you train with, maintain, and practice with. But straight out of the box, no such thing as most reliable. I've seen CZs outrun Glocks. I've seen Glocks outrun things. I've seen a high point run 1,000 rounds without breaking. Hand to God. Actually, they might be cutting some infantry budget to fund Navy and Air Force projects to try to deter Chinese expansion. They just bomb everybody. I'm ready. I got some guns. I hear some felons carrying black powder guns. No, I've seen that, man, because black powder guns are not illegal. They're not considered guns. Yes, that's another good advice McManus makes. Do you sell guns or no? Yes, Win City Armory. Look it up. How do you use the checkering underneath the trigger guard of a 1911? It depends. Not all 1911s have checkering. Not all of them have front strap or under the trigger guard. But so depending on how you grip a firearm, some people will grip a firearm in the, "Oh, this is the way we do it now. You're straight on, presenting shoulders, and and then some people, when they go fast, like I will wrap my finger will go up in front of the trigger guard. But it all just depends on how you're holding the gun. As long as there's other humans and eat water and boil, I'll be pissing people off. Well, I'm coming to see you. Although I'm not going into California even in a freaking apocalypse. You're coming into Nevada so that I can purge you. Do I own any PSA stuff? Yes. I have the PSA Rock right there, and I also own a PSA lower that my AR-15 is built out of. Imagine carrying an old black powder as your EDC. You'd be surprised, though. You can carry a 6-shot black powder revolver. Shits and gigs, what's my 3-gun for shit sits a fan? It's actually a pretty standard setup. It's my Mossberg 930 tactical with a variety, slugs, buck, bird shot, so I can take down most game. AR-15 with the suppressor, and then my 1911 and 45 ACP. How to high point last up to 1,000 rounds? It's on YouTube. Just YouTube it. You think all par kits are going to go back to realistic prices after Trump ends the war in Ukraine? Trump's not doing shit. We're not in the war in Ukraine. Trump can't just make a phone call and end the war, brother. California is the best state to live in if you want to see a state fall into the ocean eventually. Ghost, that's kind of a shit thing to say, but no. It's a person that did the damage. They used the tool. I mean, we were cool until you came up with that one. That was just fucked. Whatever came of that non-violent felon case. Me? Oh, I'm an instant American. Instant approval. What's your favorite drink in America? Water. Does the ATF mess with you for having so many guns? Nope. I have an FFL. I can sell guns. What's your favorite brand manufacturer in 1911s? Springfield, Dan Wesson, Fusion Firearms, Customs. So we're getting to the end, guys. Let's get this all tied up. So we're about at the end. Hit the like if you hadn't. Subscribe. Come back on Friday because that's the next live. Check out the videos that I'll do. Today is Friday, so come back on Monday. I don't know what day it is. Tomorrow, the CZ Tactical Sport 2 video will drop at 8 o'clock in the morning, so you can check that gun out in detail. Slide on when I do press checks with 8-round mags, but it works perfectly with a 7-round. Why? That's because when you're press checking it, the round underneath is not being suppressed by the slide, and it's trying to push its way up. When you press check, the only thing it's doing is you're freeing up the edge of the round and it's trying to push up. The 7-rounder does not put the same pressure. You got to remember, you're putting 8 rounds into the same spaces that was originally designed for 7. Favorite food? Korean food. I love kimchi. You leftists only care about children when they think they can ban something. Yeah. What's your favorite video games? Forza Horizon, the driving games, and then Fallout 4. Fanciest 1911 brand you've messed with? I've messed with the Nighthawk Customs. My boss down at Liberty Arms when I still worked there had one. And then I would probably say my STI Grandmaster would be up there. And then I hope to someday get another Nighthawk that I get to buy. Saw the short for the blue and I want one. Nice. I appreciate all the advice. You want the hot chip next week. As long as this thing heals by next week, I will do it on Monday. I'm doing JPEG. I'm doing the 1-chip challenge. I have the 1 chip. I ordered it. So Panda Express is good. What's the top middle pistol? That is a PSA Rock 5.7. Wasn't that some dude in chat took a Dremel to a Nighthawk? Yeah, it was some dude that's working on a car right now, some ding dong. So, but guys, thank you so much. This was a great live. You know, we had some idiots and we worked them out, but I think going back to a little bit more calm, chill, hang out and answer questions without having to cuss so much seems to be the better way to do it. And that's what I want to do. So let's keep doing that. I will do stupid stuff. You want me to wear fake titties, you pay for it, I'll do it. But in the most of the time, I just want to be doing this. Sorry, Michael, dude, we're ending now, bro. So everything's going good. Bruce, let me know when you get your mags. Let me know when you shoot the gun. So everybody, come back on Monday. I should be doing the 1 chip. So thanks for all the advice. No problem, Tommy. Dale, thank you. I think it was pretty civil tonight. We had a good time. How many times have you actually had to need to protect yourself with possibly deadly force? I have pulled my gun on somebody who pulled their gun, but I have also gotten into plenty of fights to protect myself and others. Again, it's the person, not the tool, Ghost. Great live. I love tonight. That's the Men in Black. Later, you do the kitties free. The titties free. I did do the titties for free. But I don't. Those ones tore, so I want somebody to buy the really nice ones. And I don't feel like paying for it. Have a good night, man. Thank you, dude. Bottom right pistol is a HK VP9 with a compensator on it. So. Guys, I got to go to bed. My back is killing me. I need to eat, and I'll talk to you guys later. So hit this button,